Hello, good sirs! This is Mafia Monday with Tree 4, Episode 1. You guys might have thought I was going to play Mafia, but you were wrong, buddy. You were wrong. Instead, we're going to be downloading Mafia. That's the stream. What do you think about that? We're downloading at 4 megabits a second. It's now 0. It's turbo speed. It's turbo speed. Let's go. Mate, you gotta say it loud and say it clear. It's the downloading Mafia stream. Let's go. Mate, you're just jealous of my Chad voice, Jowdy. At least I don't sound like a frickin' idiot. You forgot the audiobook. I can get an audiobook. I'll bring it up on my phone. What audiobook are we going to listen to? It's a new series, so we need a new audiobook. We need suggestions for the audiobook in chat. I guess we can listen to the audiobook while we wait. While we wait for the game to download, we need an audiobook. What do you think about that? What audiobook do you want, ya bloody bastard? What audiobook, ya frickin' fricks? It could be anything! Let's go! Oh, look, it's speeding up. Look, it's going faster. I have no mouth yet, I must scream. I think the audiobook has to be somewhat related to the Mafia, right? So if you've got a suggestion, post it in chat. That is somewhat Mafia related. What do you think about that? Just keep the same audiobook there, bud. I forgot what audiobook it was. I haven't done Mafia Monday in like 3 months, so I don't even remember where we're up to. What's this audiobook? What's this one? Oh, this is not...
Dove Audio presents I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
Sounds like
and
Jowdy.
Other Stories.
It's the Jowdy Squad.
The Voice of the Edge, Volume 1.
Another
by Harlan
download
Ellison.
stream. It's true. Well, this will be done in 3 minutes.
I have no mouth, and I must scream.
You're screaming there, dude.
Limp. The body of Gorister hung from the pink palette.
You limp there,
unsupported,
buddy.
hanging high above us in the computer chamber. And it did not shiver in the chill, oily breeze that blew eternally through the main cavern.
It's tough.
The body hung, head down, attached to the underside of the pallet by the sole of its right foot.
Viper tune out.
It had been drained of blood through a precise incision made from ear to ear under the lantern jaw. There was no blood on the reflective surface of the metal floor.
Oh no, there was speed.
When Gorister joined our group and looked up at himself,
it
was already too late for us to realize that once again,
more like
Am had duped us. Had its fun. It had been a diversion on the part of the machine. Three of us had vomited, turning away from one another in a reflex as ancient as the nausea that had produced it.
It's ancient, dude.
Gorister went white.
This is an old
it was almost as though
too.
he had seen a voodoo icon and was afraid of the future. Oh, God, he mumbled and walked away.
They made a game after the
three
story.
of us followed him after a time and found him sitting with his back to one of the smaller, chittering banks, his head in his hands. Ellen knelt down beside him and stroked his hair.
Ellen, you bastard.
He didn't move.
Elaine,
his voice came out of his covered face quite clearly. Why doesn't it just do us in and get it over with? Christ, I don't know how much longer I can go on like this.
Oh, come on, hurry up.
It was our 109th year in the computer.
109?
And he was speaking for all of us.
I've heard that number before. Whoa, buddy.
Nimdoc,
Nimfrick,
which was the name the machine had forced him to use because Am amused itself with strange sounds. Nimdoc was hallucinating that there were canned goods in the ice caverns.
You got your
Gorister
can there,
and I
bud?
were very dubious. It's another shuck, I told him. Like
Shuck
the goddamn frozen elephant Am sold us. Benny almost went out of his mind over that one.
Mafia.
We'll hike all that way and it'll be putrefied or some
Get you an
damn
audiobook
thing.
when
I
it's
say,
downloaded.
forget it. Stay here. It'll have to come up with something pretty soon or we'll die.
You're done.
Benny shrugged.
Benny,
3
you
days
bastard.
it had been since we'd last eaten. Worms.
What did you
Thick,
eat? Nuts!
Ropey.
Got him!
Nimdok was no more certain. He knew there was the chance, but he was getting thin.
Ages even.
Couldn't be any worse there than here. Colder, but that didn't matter much.
Years ago.
Hot, cold, hail, lava, boils, or
Another
locusts, it never
age.
mattered. The machine masturbated and we had to take it or die. Ellen decided us.
Come on, hurry up,
I've got to have something,
bastard.
Ted. Maybe there'll be some Bartlett pears or peaches. Please, Ted, let's try it. I gave in easily. What the hell?
Saw your niece today.
Mattered not at all.
Simply epic.
Ellen was grateful, though. She took me twice out of turn.
Simply epic.
Even that had ceased to matter. And she never came, so why bother? But the machine giggled every time we did it.
Machine
loud,
fricks.
Up there.
It's the
AIs.
AIs.
All around us. He snickered.
AIs, dude. There was a warning.
Snickered.
About
Most
Elon
of the time
trying to make those shitty AIs.
Without a soul. But the rest of the time I thought of it as him in the masculine, the paternal, the patriarchal. For he is a jealous people. Him.
You bought a kid pool. It's a plastic fish.
Daddy the deranged.
That's pretty epic. I think I had some of those
we
when
left
I was
on
a kid.
Thursday.
I had that little fish that you'd
The machine always kept us up to date on the
you'd
day.
dive down and get the fish.
Passage of time was important.
How
Not to us, sure as hell, but to him, it,
you
Thursday.
bastard.
Thanks.
All right, how much longer do we have?
Nimdok and Gorrister carried on for a while.
Oh, it sped up.
Locked to
look
their
at that
own
turbo
and each
speed.
other's wrists a seat. Benny and I walked before and after just to make sure that if anything happened, it would catch one of us, and at least Ellen would be safe. That chance safe. Didn't matter. It was only 100 miles or so to the ice caverns, and the second day when we were lying out under the blistering sun thing he had materialized, he sent down some manna. Tasted like boiled boar urine.
Manna?
We ate it.
What the heck?
On the third day, we passed through a valley of obsolescence, filled with rusting carcasses of ancient computer banks. Am had been as ruthless with its own life as with ours. It was a mark of his personality. It strove for perfection. Whether it was a matter of killing off unproductive elements in his own world-filling bulk,
what do you think about that?
Or perfecting methods for torturing us, Am was as thorough as those who had invented him, now long since gone to dust.
There you go.
As thorough as they could ever have hoped.
Gotti was betrayed.
There was light filtering down from above, and we realized we must be very near the surface, but we didn't try to crawl up to see.
Sammy,
there was virtually nothing out there. Had been nothing that could be considered anything for over 100 years. Only the blasted skin of what had once been the home of billions.
What was that flop movie with Travolta?
There were only
I'm not sure.
5 of us down here. Inside.
Sammy the snake, you bloody bastard. I
heard Ellen saying frantically, "No, Benny, don't, come on now, Benny, now don't, please."
Come on, Benny, you bastard.
And then I realized I had been hearing Benny murmuring under his breath for several minutes. He was saying, "I'm going to get out, I'm going to get out." Over and over, his monkey-like face was crumbled up in an expression of beatific delight and sadness all at the same time. The radiation scars Am had given him during the festival were drawn down into a mass of pink-white puckerings, and his features seemed to work independently of one another. Perhaps Benny was the luckiest of the 5 of us. He had gone stark, staring mad many years before. But even though we could call Am any damn thing we liked, could think the foulest thoughts of fused memory banks and corroded base plates, of burnt-out circuits and shattered control bubbles, the machine would not tolerate our trying to escape.
How you doing, Tree
Benny
Master
leaped away from me as I made a grab for him. He scrambled up the face of a smaller memory cube, tilted on its side and filled with rotted components. He squatted there for a moment, looking like the chimpanzee Am had intended him to resemble. And then he leaped high, caught a trailing beam of pitted and corroded metal, and went up it, hand over hand like an animal, till he was on a girdered ledge 20 feet above us. "Oh, Ted, Nimdok, please help him, get him down before..." She cut off. Tears began to stand in her eyes. She moved her hands aimlessly. No, it was too late. None of us wanted to be near him when whatever was going to happen happened. And besides, we all saw through her concern.
What's up,
when
Bob?
Am had altered Benny during the machine's utterly irrational, hysterical phase, it was not merely Benny's face the computer had made like a giant ape's. He was big in the privates. She loved that. She serviced us as a matter of course, but she loved it from him. Oh, Ellen, pedestal Ellen.
What the heck, Elaine?
Pure Ellen. Oh, Ellen, the clean scum filth.
Elaine,
slapped her. She slumped down, staring up at poor loony Benny, and she cried. It was her big defense, crying. We had gotten used to it 75 years earlier. Gorrister kicked her in the side, and then the sound began.
Kick her.
It was light, that sound. Half sound and half light, something that began to glow from Benny's eyes and pulse with growing loudness, dim sonorities that grew more gigantic and brighter as the light sound increased in tempo. It must have been painful, and the pain must have been increasing with the boldness of the light, the rising volume of the sound, because Benny began to mew like a wounded animal, and first softly, when the light was dim and the sound was muted, and then louder as his shoulders hunched together, his back humped as though he were trying to get away from it, his hands folded across his chest like a chipmunk's, his head tilted to the side, his sad little monkey face pinched in anguish, and then he began to howl as the sound coming from his eyes grew louder, louder, and louder. I slapped the sides of my head with my hands, but I couldn't shut it out. It cut through easily. The pain shivered through my flesh like tinfoil on a tooth, and Benny was suddenly pulled erect on the girder. He stood up, jerked to his feet like a puppet. The light was now pulsing out of his eyes in two great round beams. The sound crawled up and up some incomprehensible scale, and then he fell forward, straight down, and hit the plate steel floor with a crash. And he lay there jerking spastically as the light flowed around him and around him, and the sound spiraled up out of normal range. And then the light beat its way back inside his head. The sound spiraled the AI down, and he was left lying there crying piteously. His eyes were two soft, moist pools of pus-like jelly. Am had blinded him. Gorster and Nimdoc and myself, we turned away.
We're nearly
but
there.
Not before we caught the look of relief on Ellen's warm, concerned face.
Elaine, you bastard. Oh, 99%, let's go! We've got it downloaded. We made it.
Sea green light suffused the cavern.
Oh, it's like 99%. It went to 0 and it's at 99%.
Provided punk and we burned it.
Speaking
sitting huddled around the wan and pathetic fire, telling stories to keep Benny from crying in
his
permanent night. What does AM mean? Gorrister answered him. We had done this sequence 1,000 times before, but it was Benny's favorite story. At first it meant Allied Master Computer, AM, but then it meant Adaptive Manipulator, and later on it developed sentience and linked itself up, and they called it an Aggressive Menace, AM. But by then it was too late, and finally it called itself AM.
Why is it going
Emerging Intelligence.
What?
And what it means was,
you're at 100%, you're still going.
Cogito ergo sum.
Wow,
I think, therefore I am.
Cartes.
Benny drooled a little and snickered. There was the Chinese am,
we've got it all downloaded and it's just taking longer.
And the Yankee am.
Look, I'm 100% there.
And he stopped.
Mate, I feel like I'm
Benny
getting
was beating on the floor plates
right
with a large, hard fist. He was not happy. Gorrister had not started at the beginning.
Gorrister, you bastard.
Gorrister began again. The Cold War started and became World War III and just kept going. It became a big war, a very complex war, so they needed the computers to handle it. They sank the first shafts and began building.
Come on, hurry up, we're nearly there.
And there was the Chinese AM, and the Russian AM, and the Yankee AM, and everything was fine until they had honeycombed the entire 100% planet, adding on this element and that element. But one day, AM woke.
Stuck at 99%. This is messed
up. And he linked himself.
Oh, there we go. Finally.
And he began feeding.
Wait, what?
All the killing data
what just happened?
Until everyone
6 days remaining
was dead, except for the 5 of us.
What is this?
And AM brought us down.
5 hours.
Benny
4.5 hours.
Sadly.
What?
He was also
11
again.
minutes.
Ellen wiped the spittle from the corner of his mouth with the hem of her skirt.
What is it doing? It's
Forrester always tried to tell a little more succinctly each time, but beyond the bare facts, there was nothing to say. None of us knew why Anne had saved 5 people, or why our specific 5, or why he spent all his time tormenting us, nor even why he had made us virtually
I'm getting tormented
immoral.
by Steam right now. Steam's controlled by M, and it won't let me play the game even though I've downloaded it.
The tone was picked up half a mile away down the cavern by another bank, and then one by one each of the elements began to tune itself, and there was a faint chittering as thought raced through the machine. The sound grew, and the lights ran across the faces of the consoles like heat lightning. The sound spiraled up till it sounded like a million metallic insects, angry, menacing.
I didn't pirate this one.
What is it? Ellen cried. There was terror in her voice. She hadn't become accustomed to it even now. It's going to be bad this time, Nimdoc said. He's going to speak, Gorrister said. I know it. Let's get the hell out of here, I said, suddenly getting to my feet. No. Ted,
Dan's like a kid burning buffs with a magnifying glass.
Or something else we can't see. It's too dark. Gorrister said it with resignation. And then we heard, I don't know, something moving toward us in the darkness, huge, shambling, hairy, moist, that came toward us. We couldn't even see it, but there was the ponderous impression of bulk heaving itself toward us. Great weight was coming at us out of the darkness, and it was more a sense of pressure, of air forcing itself into a limited space, expanding the invisible walls of a sphere. Benny began to whimper. Nimdoc's lower lip trembled, and he bit it hard, trying to stop it. Ellen slid across the metal floor to Gorrister and huddled into him. There was the smell of matted, wet...
All right, we got it downloaded. Let's go! Mafia 2! Let's frickin' go! This is going to be longer than getting 99 athletics in RuneScape. Well, we botted, and now we're 100% there. What do you think about that? Alright, I'm going to start the audiobook. I'm going to play it through my phone as well, so you can get the authentic Mafia Monday experience. What do you think about that? Let me know if you can hear this. Oh, it's an ad. It's an ad, you bastard. Can you hear that? Let me know if you can hear it. Can you hear the audiobook? Can you hear the audiobook, you bastard? Can you hear that? Let's go, it's the authentic Mafia 2 experience. It's playing through the phone. Let's go. Alright, well, I think the audiobook's coming through. So let's have a go. 3-4 getting cooked. What the? I'm not that cooked. I haven't even drank any beers yet. George, you bastard. Move it closer. I can't move it closer. I've got it on my desk and I'm wearing my headset. Ya thug frick. You can't hear anything. I can hear us barking. What the? I thought you could hear it, you bloody bastard. Wait, what is this? Audio jungle. Can you hear it now? Can you hear that? Can you hear that, dude? I'm trying to do the authentic Mafia Monday experience, dude. He is what it is. He did what he did. Wait, I got an idea. Oh, wait, that's not going to work. I was going to plug a speaker into my phone, but then I remembered my phone is one of these, like, cringe phones that doesn't have an auxiliary cable. I agree to the spyware guy. Well, I got to, otherwise I can't play the game, dude. I can't play the game, dude. It's graphic, you bloody bastard. Oh, there's another one. Why is there two? There's two, mate. Do you know who was treacherous? Sammy the Snake! Got him! It's a criminal bastard. They lost their clout. It's tough. The Fred fix. Alright, let's play this game. Oh, what the heck? The game opened on the wrong monitor. It's on my other monitor. Can I get it on the right monitor? Holy crap, that's loud. Holy crap, Lois, this is loud as frick. I suppose wrote a novel and it was graphic. What the? You have to agree that you have no rights as a consumer. It's messed up. Alright, how do I get this game in full screen? How do I get the game in full screen, dude? Adjust the brightness so the logo is very visible. What logo? What logo are they talking about? Oh, that one. There we go. Holy frick, this is loud. Do I turn this on down?
Empire Bay, Empire Bay. Empire Bay.
Why does it keep saying Empire Bay? Shut up! There we go, that's a bit better. You need the deluxe edition! The deluxe edition of what? Ice Black's model? Or do I need to get deluxe edition? How drunk are you on a scale from 1 to Cod Christmas? Well, unfortunately it's 1. Also, I can't really hear the audiobook. I can't hear the audiobook, dude.
Empire Bay.
Alright, I don't think this is gonna work. I can't hear the audiobook. Empire Beats! Alright, I gotta just play the audiobook on my computer. There we go. I tried to do the authentic thing, but it wasn't really working. So I'm wearing a headset, right? I can't actually hear the audio.
Harper Audio presents Gotti's Rules. The story
Gotti,
of John
let's
A.
go.
Light, Jr. Gotti, and the demise of the American Mafia by George Anastasia.
Oh, yes,
Read
agree.
by Joe Barrett.
Okay. Can you shut up? No! I don't care. How do I make this full screen?
For Angelina, Juliet, Nicholas, and
It
George.
seems docs in my monitor.
Prologue.
What is this?
John A. Light was a murderer, drug dealer, and thug. Over the
Yeah,
course
thug
of a
bastard.
25-year career as a gangster, he brutalized people, stabbing them,
Okay.
shooting them, beating
Let's
them with
go.
pipes, blackjacks, and baseball bats.
That's
He's
every
not
boomer
proud of
joke.
that, but he doesn't try to hide
You
from
can
it
hear.
either.
I can't hear your wife
who he
nag
was.
anymore. It's called selective
But
hearing.
it's not who he is.
Well, there you go.
At least that's his position today.
Menu
in
sounds blowing out your
2014,
book,
as
bud.
he tries to put his life back together.
No.
A 50-year-old former mob associate and hitman trying to live a normal life, trying to figure out how he got off track, and trying to get
Yes.
back on. Sometimes I wonder what happened.
There we go.
he
Now we got it
says.
full screen.
A lot of people do.
Now it's full
The simple
screen.
answer is
What do
that
you
he did
think
what he did to
about
make
that?
money, to live well, and to enhance his position in the Gambino crime family. He did most of it, he says, on the orders of John A. Gotti, known as
It's
Jr.,
not
and
true.
sometimes on the
Gotti's
orders
a
of John J.
snake.
Gotti, Jr.'s father.
Modern problems,
Two
Old
federal
Testament
court juries in New
solutions.
York heard A. Light tell parts of his story.
Jeez,
One came
dog.
back with a conviction. The other couldn't decide. A. Light's story from where he is
There you go.
sitting is a graphic and often brutal
What's
look at
game
organized
settings?
crime.
Hint
Take a
text.
step back, however,
Minutes
and his
Imperial.
experiences,
Let's put the
detailed in
subtitles on.
debriefing sessions with the FBI,
Disable
and testimony
Lance
from the
Schroeder.
witness stand,
Yes.
and in hours of interviews for this book.
All right,
are
now we
part
can
of
play
a
the
bloody and
game. Let's
treacherous
go.
tapestry that describes
We're gonna
the
play on
demise of the American Mafia.
hard
The
because
once
I'm
powerful,
a
monolithic, and highly secretive criminal organization
man.
has lost most of its clout in the American
What do you
underworld.
think
A
about
victim of
that?
multi-pronged federal prosecutions
I'm
and the
a
deterioration of a
hard
value system that held it
man.
together for decades.
Mafia 2
A. Light took the stand in
Definitive
2009
Edition
at the trials
presents
of
the
mob
game
soldier
narrative
Charles
from its original
Carneglia
content from
and mob boss
2010.
Junior Gotti.
This game includes
Carneglia was convicted of
culturally
racketeering
sensitive
and
content
murder.
and themes,
He
only
is
intended
serving
for
a
mature
life term.
audience. Now, who
Gotti
made this
beat the
warning?
case
A bunch
after a
of
jury
woke
hung,
libtards?
almost evenly deadlocked
That's
on all
messed up.
3 counts. Like A. Light Jr. is now a
Gotti
free man
was
and putting his own spin
framed.
on this story.
Sammy
He
the
denies
Snake
most of the allegations
snaked
made by
him.
A. Light, including charges that he dealt drugs
Hang
and
it,
killed or ordered the murders
13,
of
let's
several
go.
individuals.
It's made in the
Junior
Czech
also was denied that he ever
Republic. There are a
cooperated
bunch
with
of
authorities.
hard Czech
There's an FBI
men.
document that will be
Let's
detailed later in this
go.
book that refutes that claim. Known as a 302,
Mafia
the numerical designation for a memo
AKA
summarizing a debriefing
Mafia
session.
II.
The 5-page memo outlines a meeting on January 18, 2005, in which Gotti Jr. and 2 of his defense attorneys met with federal prosecutors and FBI agents at the U.S. Attorney's Office on Pearl Street in Lower Manhattan. Jerry Capisi, the dean of mob reporters in America, broke the first story about Jr.'s attempt to cooperate. The
brings you to a whole new level of
which had never before been made public, expands and confirms Capisi's report, which was based on sources.
This guy's name's Vito?
The meeting was described as a proffer session, a negotiation in which a target or potential defendant agrees to tell authorities what he knows in an attempt to work out a plea and cooperation deal. Nothing that is said during one of these sessions can be used against the target or against anyone else if an agreement is not worked out.
On the move, buddy.
Jr. and his lawyers apparently never completed the deal.
On the move, let's go.
But that didn't keep them from trying.
All right, I'm cracking open
and
my
as
beer.
The document indicates,
the game's rules
it
are
didn't stop Jr. Gotti from giving up information about murders, corrupt cops and politicians, his crime family's influence in the Queens District Attorney's Office, and his own wheeling and dealing,
there you go.
Including a plan he and an associate had to turn a city garbage dump into the site for a new Bronx house of detention,
it's a bunch of illegal
which he would sell to the city for $20 million. Let Jr. Gotti and his lawyers spin that information any way they choose.
Clearly a Moorish criminal alien.
Speaks for itself.
Truth.
There was no attempt while writing this book to interview anyone in the Gotti camp.
Wait,
turn
what?
Daylight story into a he said, they said narrative.
Did they just say?
No
wait, pause it.
The Gottis deny virtually everything Alite alleges.
Wait,
Alite,
I just heard the audiobook.
Very little.
The audiobook said they didn't even interview anyone that was like a Gotti ally. What the heck?
Adopted when they put him under oath on the
what sort of audiobook is this?
Is a story of murder, money, and betrayal.
Betrayal!
It's one man's life of crime.
Betrayed me!
That made him rich, turned him terribly violent,
audiobook
sucks. On a dozen different occasions. It may also
didn't
be a
even
story
try
of
to
redemption,
interview the John
but that's
Gotti.
a question that can't be answered at this point.
It's a total fan
The
fiction.
backdrop is the
What,
Gotti
they asked
family
Sammy the Snake
and the
for his
American
opinion on the
Mafia.
Gottis? Are you kidding me?
More accurately, the Gotti family and the demise
Turn it
of the American
off.
Mafia.
Alright, I
No
think we need a new
one
audiobook.
individual has had more
I can't
to
believe
do
they
with the
admitted
ones
they,
that
oh
secret
yeah, we didn't even
society
interview
become a
anyone
part
that
of
was
the
an ally
scenes
of John
than
Gotti
John
about this
J.
book about John
Gotti.
Gotti.
Gotti was a mob boss who loved the spotlight, a celebrity gangster.
Yeah, I think I'm going to change
his
this
nose
one.
at the conventional wisdom of the old-time wise guys.
They all met at Bronx
Their
Beats
idea
house.
was to make money, not headlines. Gotti thought he could do
Bronx
both.
Beats,
For a long time he did.
Jewelry.
He and his son embodied the me generation of the
noticed.
mob. Junior, for the purpose of this story, he's referred to as Junior, even though he and his father had different middle names, was a spoiled, self-absorbed, second-generation gangster whose sense of entitlement was his undoing. He was all about status and power. He liked the idea of being a mobster, but never really understood how it worked. Smug and arrogant,
Are they
bullies
talking
in
about Sammy?
expensive suits.
Sammy the
The
Snake?
Gottis played by their own set of rules. Rules that allowed them to do whatever they wanted to whomever they wanted.
What
was
set of
part of
rules
the
was it
hypocrisy
where
of the Gotti
Sammy
crime
decided to
family.
snitch to the FBI?
The image
What
they
rule was
projected
that?
didn't mesh with their reality.
What rule was that, dude?
Even the Dapper Don moniker was phony, according to Alite. If Gotti Sr. didn't have an associate picking out his clothes and telling him how to dress,
Parachute
the
bastard.
former thug and hijacker would have dressed like, well, a thug and hijacker.
Tactic, good to see
Clashing
ya.
plaids and
Tactic
stripes and
one.
colors, rather than the cool, sophisticated elegance that became his trademark.
It's epic
The
Italy.
media, of
Let's
course,
go.
helped create the image. John J. Gotti on the cover of Time magazine, in boldface on page 6 of the New York Post, a soundbite, a pithy quote,
Cool
leading the
tactic
evening
one.
news. John Gotti was the face of the American Mafia at the end of the 20th century.
Hey, what the?
And his son, coming on his heels, extending the reign. It could be argued that Cosa Nostra was on the way out even before the Gottis got on stage.
Wait. Yeah, it was on
Second
the way
and
out
third
after.
generation
It was on the way out after Sammy snitched. Hey, how you doing, Brucey? All right, I'm picking a new audiobook. This audiobook was like literally written by Sammy. Like, yeah, dude, John Gotti was such a bad guy. He betrayed me. It wasn't me that snitched to the FBI. It was actually Gotti's fault. It was probably you that snitched to the FBI. Ridiculous, dude. Ridiculous. Alright, let's look up Mafia audiobook. Mafia audiobook. What the hell is that? Wise Guys. What's a good one? Oh, this is the one we were reading last time, The 5 Families. Sam B. snitched, it's true. No, don't kill all the criminals. How could this happen? Sammy the Cuck. Wait, where's a different audiobook? What about this one, Still City, 5 hours long? Should I listen to the Still City? Is this a good audiobook? Press 1 if we should do Still City. Press 3 if we should just do the 5 families again. And press 4 if we should do... No, let's not do that one. 4 if we should do this one, read by Joshua Graham from Fallout. So you got a 1, a 3, and a 4. He was an AI-generated incel terrorist. Sam B was AI-generated. You bought a new controller today because it was cool looking. The Jews got you. It's tough. Documentary on El Paso. Alright, we can do that. Well, it's meant to be an audiobook, right? What the heck is this? What is this, Mafia Clown guy? What the hell is this? 3-4. Did you tell KT you had a homosexual dream about? That's not true, dude. It's probably you with the homosexual dreams. Joshua Graham is 5 hours long. They tell the same cope. We need to have an audiobook not written by Sammy the Snake. It's probably a good one. Right, let's do this one.
Not appeared to have given the police any information on his associates after the...
Let's go to the beginning.
Steel City Mafia, blood, betrayal, and Pittsburgh's...
Oh, this is the one I was talking about before. We'll just do this one.
Paul N. Hodis.
Alright, let's play the game.
Prologue. The assassination of Alphonse Morano.
All right, Scaletta.
Hold to A.
Take the shot.
We have lost a considerable amount of money due to the carelessness of a few employees. Mike Genovese, alleged acting boss of the Pittsburgh Mafia.
Arrest him!
Alphonse Morano was an example of what the FBI described
No,
as a
how
fringe
dare
racketeer
you kill the
in their files
Mafia?
on the Pittsburgh
It's
Mafia
illegal!
family. According
Left
to
control, what is with
newspapers
these...
and the FBI,
Why is that the
Morano
grenade
was a
button?
27-year-old
Left
mafia
control?
associate who was originally from East Liberty, like
I
so
am
many
pressing
other
that.
younger mob recruits in the area.
Wait, what? I am running.
East Liberty's
How do I
tough
get off this?
Pittsburgh streets were a fertile training
How do I
ground
get-
for
how do I get
mob
out of cover?
wannabes, with part of the Pittsburgh Mafia's heavyweights having hailed from that
I can't
neighborhood in
move.
their youth.
I can't get off
Morano
the
had
thing.
repeatedly proven himself
stuck.
loyal to the family after being arrested
stuck,
19
dude.
times for offenses related to illegal gambling over 10 years.
Where'd my gun go?
Morano does not appear to have given the police any information
Wait,
on
this
his
game was
associates
not meant
after
for a
these
keyboard.
arrests, and was rewarded with steady employment in the
Is
mafia's
that
illegal gambling
not
enterprises
true?
as a result. Gambling
I can't
was
get
the
off,
bread and
I'm
butter
stuck.
of the mob across the country, and it was no different in Pittsburgh. Gambling profits
I'm
are what
stuck,
kept the Cosa
dude, I'm
Nostra
stuck.
afloat after the windfalls of illegal liquor
I
had
can't get off.
disappeared with the end of Prohibition
I'm
decades earlier.
freaking stuck.
In 1966
stuck,
and
dude.
1967, Morano was
Oh,
living
I
in
did it.
Penn
I don't know how.
Hills and had started to branch out into prostitution.
I was just
He
pressing every
became a
button.
pimp for a group of young prostitutes who worked
Holy
in
shit.
Liberty clubs. He was also listed as the operator of an illegal Pittsburgh gambling den called the Red Eagle Club that had been
I'm figuring
raided
it out.
in 1966. Morano was arrested during the raid and charged with keeping a gambling house. The Red Eagle
Use
had
the
been raided
controller.
before when the patrons' wives complained to authorities.
This is
that their
as
husbands had lost
black
all
as
their
Martin
money
Luther.
gambling
What
there.
the?
Morano was not married. He was described by
I
one
found the
FBI
button.
informant as a slovenly, uncouth, and uneducated man with a propensity to buy expensive cars despite his lack of money. As a result of his alleged carelessness, Morano does not appear to have been on the fast track to becoming a made member of alleged mafia boss John LaRocca's Pittsburgh family.
I can't believe AEW stole Ralph's content without getting him a shout out.
Morano had just taken
That's
a
cool,
job
dude.
used car lot as a part-time
We should
salesman
arrest
in
that bloody
1967.
bastard.
This
Arrest
could have
him,
been a cover
yeah,
job, giving
bastard.
Morano a way to account for his income.
Alright, I think I'm
with
gonna
the
plug in a
Internal Revenue
controller.
Service or
Let's plug in
whoever
a
else
controller,
might be
dude.
investigating him at any given time. The Pittsburgh
Alright,
family
I'm
had a
gonna
long record
I'm gonna plug in
of
my
using
PS4
hotels,
controller and
car
hopefully it
washes,
works.
and second-hand car lots.
Wasn't
as
he a
places
socialist
where
till he
their
got kicked
members
out? Yeah,
and
because he was pro.
associates had
He was
no-show
pro
jobs.
war. Alright,
Morano
plug the
was
controller.
last
It's
seen
not
by his
working.
aunt on the afternoon of Wednesday,
It's not even
December
working,
13th,
dude.
1967.
My
He had
controller
also
doesn't
been
work.
seen by his supervisor at the used
Oh, no,
car
now the
lot a
audio
few
book
days
broke.
before.
my
Morano was
audio's
described
broke.
by police as wearing sports
What the heck?
clothing on December 13th and the next
My
day.
audio, bro.
The term conjures
Oh,
up
come on.
cliche images of young gangsters wearing dark
Disaster.
tracksuits, although what that type of outfit
Right,
would
what's
have looked
going on
like
with
in
my audio? Why did it
1967 is a little hard to
Why did
piece
it mute
together,
itself?
given that this particular mafia cliche was
What is
born in
this?
the 1980s and 1990s.
There we go.
At 8:45 a.m. on Thursday, December 14th,
why is my controller broken?
1967,
Work
Louis
your bastard.
Capretto of Yukon, Pennsylvania, was driving on a desolate
Work
stretch
your
of rural
bloody
blacktop road between his
bastard.
hometown and Waltz Mills, right off Interstate 70 near Mount Pleasant,
Hey,
Pennsylvania.
his controller doesn't work.
As Lewis was driving to get a tire repaired,
His
he
controller's
noted a car
broken,
parked on the
dude.
side of the road. Part of the car was on the blacktop, and the rest was off the road
This
surface.
is broken, dude. Alright, I guess I
According
gotta
to
play on the
police,
keyboard.
Lewis inspected the scene further.
Italian World War
and saw
II
the dead
contains
body
absolute
of Morano
garbage.
slumped
Yeah,
over
they're the
on
worst of the
passenger
war.
side of the car,
It's
with
tough.
3 bullet wounds on the left side of his head. He was shot by a person on the driver's side. The window to the right of his head was shattered and covered in blood. The weapon was determined by the police to be a .38 caliber revolver,
gun?
but it was never found.
Where's my gun?
The state police searched the car for fingerprints,
go.
but failed to find any of use to the case. Morano's simple life of crime at the edges of Pittsburgh's
Well, I gotta use my keyboard and mouse
started to unravel a year and a half before his murder, when he inadvertently befriended an undercover IRS agent.
Oh, shit, that guy got owned.
investigating the Pittsburgh family's interests in illegal
It's
gambling.
that Pittsburgh bastard.
Morano and others had accepted the agent into their confidences, invited him to their homes, and,
I see you there.
worst of all,
Oh.
introduced him to other members and associates of the mob. The Pennsylvania Crime Commission's 1970 report stated that Morano
Oh, I
had
gotta
worked
kick
in
it
the
in.
gambling and prostitution ring of Pittsburgh family racketeer Augustine Theron.
That wasn't very smart of you.
His 2 associates, Paul Scolieri and Anthony
Oh, well, they got owned
Pizzi.
anyway.
Morano's friendship with the undercover agent compromised Ferrone's operation and led to Ferrone's and his associates'
Black
arrest.
Africans in polo
Morano
shirts
had
and
innocently
golf.
put the family's core
the golf
money
course,
maker
it's
in
worse.
gambling
It's
at
tough.
risk of disruption from law enforcement. A few weeks before Morano's untimely death, the family found out that the individual in question was a federal agent after
My gun's
the
broken.
FBI and IRS raided 2 extremely lucrative illegal gambling establishments, named the Lantern Inn in New Cumberland, West Virginia, and the
Oh,
Red
shit.
Dog in Chester, West Virginia, on November
weapon
5th,
sucks.
1967. The raids were carried out
We
based on
got it.
information from the undercover agent. According to multiple FBI
My gun
informants,
missed.
Mike Genovese was angry and out for blood after the raids. The temporary head of the Pittsburgh Mafia and heir apparent to John
Leg
LaRocca's
it.
criminal empire was the acting boss of the family in December 1967, since
Oh, it's a machine
LaRocca
gun.
was taking his customary months-long vacation down in Florida to escape the brutal western
machine gun's not
Pennsylvania
working.
winters. Genovese, known as a
What truck?
Pittsburgh homebody who rarely left the area, was usually the boss in training during the winter months into the 1970s. Informants stated that when Genovese was in charge, he always stirred the pot, and that
You're
everyone
done.
feared crossing him while LaRocca was gone. The gangsters felt relieved.
Hey, this thing has a
when the
lot of
old man
ammo.
returned from Florida to take the reins back in the
I
spring.
don't think we're gonna beat a tank.
Genovese and the
Get off the
family
gun!
had lost a lot of
Get
money
off the
due to
gun!
raid on the
Get
West
off the gun! I'm
Virginia
pressing
gambling
every
bust.
button.
According to
pressing
the same
every button and I
FBI
can't get off the
informants, Genovese wanted to find out who had
Get off the
introduced
gun, you
this
bastard!
early version of Donnie
That didn't
Brasco
work.
to his family, and pushed the mafia's business out
Ancient
into the limelight.
Romans were white.
Genovese,
It's true.
more than anything else, hated publicity, and when there were headlines about Cosa Nostra business,
Machine gun never
sometimes
reloads.
disappeared for days and refused to speak to anyone about the rackets.
They're done.
The newspapers enraged Genovese, who was otherwise known for his calm and cool demeanor. On the night of December 11, 1967, Genovese reportedly entered the Aloysius Club in Pittsburgh. The club was an after-hours joint controlled by the family, but also served as a place to earn legitimate income for the aforementioned Friends racketeers who the Mafia relied on to do the dirty work of the organization. Genovese immediately ordered that the club be closed and all the patrons thrown out. After the place was cleared, he closely questioned each employee individually in front of the group at a big table in the club about their relationship or lack thereof.
Games journalist. What the? You're the games journalist.
Had many jobs, and one of those was as a doorman for the clubs in West Virginia.
This is mass execution.
What the Aloysius Club. Genovese, according to an FBI informant, questioned Morano very closely after he realized that Morano had introduced the agent to other people in the family. On December 12th, according to an FBI informant, Genovese came back to the club and cleared it to gather all the employees at the big table for a second time. This time, he focused in on Morano immediately and told him that he found out that what Morano had said to him the night before was a lie.
Macy Gang Bay, it's part of the Macy Gang Empire.
Genovese then dismissed Morano from
graphics
the table.
Don't look much better than the original Mafia 2.
Employees in silence for what must
yeah, they
have
don't
seemed
really.
Like
well, this game originally came out on like the Xbox 360. Well, the remake was on the Xbox 360, I think.
Pointing his thumb down.
Played the game
like
on
a
easy
Roman emperor condemning
well, I'm playing on
gladiator
hard because I'm a hard.
FBI informants reporting on the murder alleged either Genovese or LaRocca had given the order to kill Morano and transmitted the contract to an unknown third person.
Playing on easy is Chad.
Or killers.
Well, I'm a hard
man.
man.
Morano's friends
what do you think about that?
Homicide. This is a well-known mafia tactic to lull the victim into a false sense of security while they are taken on a ride from which they will never return.
Average letter in the Axis. We were starving.
Police department to station
2/3 of us about our
outside of
police
all the known
supplies.
illegal gambling joints in their jurisdiction from December 18th to January 1st to send a message that further bloodshed would not be tolerated.
I need solid
the murder
food.
likely cost the family more revenue as a result.
Macy Gang
Security was also increased at the illegal gambling dens owned by the
I'm not driving.
Genovese also increased his personal security after Morano's death and forbade anyone to conduct business at his residence on a farm.
Simply enjoy. Imagine getting frustrated at pixels on the screen.
Genovese and his underlings
Well, the game
had to
being
arranged
hard
through Genovese's
for
brother, Phil.
hard men.
FBI informants
It's
later alleged
part
that
of the
murder was meant to be a
experience.
message to all the family members and associates to be more careful when they took people into their confidences.
Go to bed. Alright, go to Sam bed, buddy. Good night, dude.
Meant for the killing to force people to do
Good night, good sir.
faces, rather than just accept them without asking any questions.
You can't
Morano is a
read.
tragic and sad figure in some respects, as his only legacy was to
Don
be used
Bass.
to teach a lesson to the rest of his mafia associates about what would happen if they were not careful. The homicide of Morano, like many other
night, Dave
organized crime
Sebastian.
murders in
What
Pittsburgh,
the?
was never solved.
What the heck, Jowdy? You take it back, you bloody bastard.
Mike Genovese had allegedly made his point, and the lower-level racketeers were reportedly so fearful that they did not dare.
What's the voice talking in the background? Listening to an audiobook.
To the incident. As the years rolled through the 1970s,
Listening to an audiobook,
early
dude.
1980s, Genovese built on his reputation for secrecy and ruthlessness until LaRocca finally died. And Genovese ascended to the top of a mafia family that was on the verge of both great power.
Hey, we'll listen to an
and great
audiobook
fall.
over here.
Genovese was there to witness and lead the Borgata through it all. And the Morano affair.
You gotta
seemed
send
minor
them back, buddy.
compared to
They
the
gotta go
tempests
back,
to
as
come.
Donald Grumpf once said.
1. Friends past and family planning.
Hey, Giuseppe, it's Joe.
Michael Genovese at
Now
some
we're
point gets a
talking,
portion
buddy.
of
His
everything.
name is Vito.
Alleged
This is what it's like
of a
being
Pittsburgh
DJ Axel.
mafia
It's
member.
true.
All right, I'll see you later.
Amato's legacy and
It's
the birth
true.
of the Steel City Mafia.
Okay, listen up.
The Macy Gang Mafia.
Frank Amato Sr. was the first boss who solidified Cosa Nostra's control of the fractured and ethnically diverse Italian underworld in the Pittsburgh area, and banished the infighting that plagued his predecessors' two short reigns.
Questions.
The Italian community in Pittsburgh in the first half of the 20th century was thriving in neighborhoods like Bloomfield, East Liberty, Larimer, Hayes, and even the Hill District, among others.
Welcome
There
home,
was a
you bloody
robust
bastard.
Italian population at the time that lost a small percentage of its young men to the rackets rather than the mills and coal mines. The Italian underworld of western Pennsylvania from the late 1800s to the teens and 20s of the last century was a dizzying tornado
home,
of
you bloody
factions
bastard.
and figures with no one clearly in charge until the mid-1920s. In addition, the Italians were competing with other ethnic groups and
Look
even
at this
gangs of
huge
police
mulatto
and politicians who were
Wait, it's
also
Goooooo.
running illegal booze.
Goooooo did the motion
First
capture.
identified Cosa Nostra
Goooooo
godfather
did the
in
motion capture
Pittsburgh,
for this fella.
Stefano Monastero, was killed in a hail of shotgun bullets outside a hospital in 1929.
Oh, look, it's Christmas.
He had arrived in his bulletproof
Merry
car,
Christmas,
with the second
you
car
bastard.
of bodyguards behind him. But there was a vehicle full of assassins at the location in advance.
Use
They
the
got him.
radar to navigate.
In 1931,
Navigate yourself to
Joseph
these
Siragusa,
nuts.
Monastero's successor,
Where do I go?
was gunned down in his home by 3 men while shaving. His parrot allegedly lamented, "Poor Joe."
Put this one on
repeatedly
from the
when
time when
police arrived.
Italians were great and not Mario and
John Bazzano
Luigi.
Sr. became the new boss and
It's
tried to
me,
cement his
Mario.
role by assassinating his rivals,
Racket,
the
it's
Volpe
not
brothers.
true.
Bazzano was able to kill 3 of
It's
them
all
in a
fake.
daring
Italian mafia
daylight
was just
assault
Jews
on
with
a
nose
coffee
jobs.
shop they
Truth
frequented.
reveal.
But 5 remained alive, and 2
I
went
know a
to
lot of the
newly
like
formed mafia
Russian,
connection
the
in New
supposed
York to
Russian
complain
mafia
about
were all
Bazzano.
just mostly Jews.
Bazzano was lured to New York.
Supposed
at a dinner that was held in his honor,
Russian mafia?
attended by multiple high-ranking bosses. There,
Took an
Bazzano
entire
was
month to get a
attacked
tab
with ice
home.
picks
Hey, it
and
was a
garroted.
long trip, buddy.
His
We had to
body
drive
was
across
found in a
town.
burlap sack
Back in the
on a street in
1940s,
Brooklyn.
cars weren't that
His tongue
fast.
had been cut out and his mouth taped shut. Vincenzo Capizzi
Menswear.
succeeded Bazzano, but stepped down after only a few years. Between 1926 and 1933, there were more than
Hello,
200
good sir.
organized crime-related murders in Pittsburgh during the chaos of Prohibition.
It's Ooga.
Amato's time on the throne was relatively peaceful, and the mob was able to get out of the headlines and back to making money. Amato had the top spot from 1937 to 1956, when he stepped down due to
I don't know
a kidney
about mafia, but most
problem.
Russian
Amato
oligarchs from
remained
Detroit.
active in the
A
mob
good chunk
for
of them
many
are.
more
It's
years
interesting
as
how,
an
like,
advisor
out of
to
all the
next
Russian
boss,
oligarchs,
until he died
none
in
of them are actually Russian.
1973. The manner in which the Pittsburgh family was able to change dons and
How
even
could it
allow their
be?
leader to retire without
What the-
bloodshed after 1937
Hey, stop throwing bottles at me, you
was quite
bloody
frankly
bastard.
amazing, and shows that the Borgata had a very well-controlled hierarchy
It's
at the
high
time
IQ, buddy.
that was genuinely
that's gotta
reluctant to
be it.
murder actual Cosa Nostra members.
That's got to be it. It's definitely not like
Associates,
nepotism.
Unfortunately for them, were a little more disposable to the made guys, and were not infrequently killed.
You're done.
Amato's successor had worked with the old man and the new Kensington
old
faction
man
of the family
bastard.
for years in the
Hey, it's a
pinball,
Macy cat.
jukebox, and
Macy
illegal gambling
Gang
business.
won!
John Sebastian LaRocca
Well, that
took
cat
over
doesn't
the
take
family
no shit.
and almost immediately made it
Oh, no,
known
he died.
that his successor would be Mike Genovese.
Oh, no. That's probably
LaRocca had
DJ
worked
Axel's
with
cat.
Genovese in the mob
Now we
front,
know how
LaRocca
DJ
and
Axel's cat
Genovese
died.
amusements in
It's
the
tough.
1950s, and took a liking to his low-key and secretive style.
I'm back.
This author also
Mamma mia.
suspects, although there is only circumstantial evidence, that LaRocca was trying to mollify the younger generation of mafia associates in the East Liberty, Larimer area by anointing their highly respected leader as the next godfather.
Even in
According to
Romania and
FBI
Ukraine.
informants, LaRocca and
Well, especially
Genovese
during
were always
communism.
keen
Just look
to
up the
keep
early
young pups from
post-war
Genovese's
communist
old
party
neighborhood
in Romania.
busy with
You'll be
legitimate
shocked.
employment as well as
You'll
the
be
rackets.
shocked, dude.
The kids from Larimer were often working the menial jobs at Genovese's, Archie's automatic
surprises
car
there,
wash,
buddy.
or LaRocca's
Well, he supports the
Allegheny
Scottish
car wash.
National Party. There's lots of commies in
LaRocca
that.
also had interests.
I mean,
in
lots
the
of commies. I don't know how many
alleged
Jews there.
Keystone Sales
Sorry,
Company
Mama,
in
sorry.
Johnstown. LaRocca, like Amato
Stay
before
blessed,
him,
not
did not
stressed.
seek the spotlight, although he was widely respected throughout the underworld and even the legitimate world's business community. Under his reign, the family had members in areas as distant as Rochester, New York, and
Rochester?
San Jose, California.
San Jose?
LaRocca also had friends from Florida to New York and beyond.
Time for
However,
Sandbed.
those connections would weaken as the old bosses either grew
Time
old,
for Sandbed, buddy.
died, or were imprisoned.
Hey, this room nearly
The
looks as...
Pittsburgh
This is
mob of
nearly as bad
LaRocca
as
and
Cog's
Genovese
apartment.
was both a hierarchical and
This is actually sort of better than Cog's
decentralized
apartment
organization
because
with crews
at least
and
there's no
territory
black
bosses
mold.
spread out in local towns like Youngstown.
At least there's
Altoona,
no black
Johnstown,
mold, buddy.
Erie,
It's actually,
Wheeling,
there's no
and
black mold on
Steubenville.
the toilet.
For
It's actually
example,
better than Cog's
Steubenville
apartment.
was run for decades by alleged maid members James Tripoli
I'm
and
a
Cosmo
made
Quattrone.
man.
They were already in their 80s when most of the characters
time
in
for
this story
Sandbed.
came into their own. LaRocca and his secretive family also allowed themselves some brushes
Time
with
for
celebrity.
Sandbed.
This included Genovese and LaRocca's friendship with Frank Sinatra, who came to a party at
Frank
maid man
Sinatra?
Antonio
This ain't gonna
Ripepi's
cut it.
house in
I gotta find a place to
1967,
stay.
and the family's allegedly friendly relationship with Dean Martin.
Can we ride the horsey, buddy?
The boss's role
No.
in the New York factor.
Alright, let's get dressed.
In
Leather
Cosa
jacket.
Nostra, the boss's word is law, and with LaRocca,
Oh, we got a
things
nice
were no
suit.
different. He had the power of
Combat
life
jacket,
and
that's
death over
gay.
his members and associates at all times.
Should I
He
go...
also had the authority to accept
Should I go
or reject
suit
the schemes
or
and
leather?
scams his underlings
Press
came
1
up
for
with.
leather,
He could negotiate
2
with
for
other
suit.
families and compel actions on the part of
1
his
for leather, 2 for
borgata
suit.
under pain of death. However, he wasn't all-powerful. The smaller families who were in
This
New
remind
York's long
me-
shadow seemingly
This reminds
answered
me,
to the
does Kiwi
commission.
Holmes made of
The
cement or
commission
wood?
was a ruling panel that oversaw
Unless
the
you're in
mob's
like a giant
affairs
apartment
and was
building, it's
mostly
nearly always
composed
wood.
of the 5 mafia families of New York. Pittsburgh was represented
So what are we
on the
gonna wear?
commission by the powerful
That
Genovese
combat
family
jacket
of
sucks!
New York. Phil Leonetti, Nicodemo Scarfo's
So
underboss
1 for
in the
leather,
Philadelphia mob family,
2 for the
stated that the
suit. Let's
Genovese family
go.
also represented Philadelphia on the commission during
Hey,
Scarfo's
it's Tommy
reign. The
Angeletto.
Genovese family interfered in Philly's affairs
Well, we
for
got a
strategic
2.
decisions like
I
the choice
I
of
assume
a
that's a
new
1
boss.
from Nog Grim.
Nicky Scarfo got approval from Genovese
It's Nicky.
boss Benson
He's talking about
Giganti
Ghost of Nicky
before
Lo.
he ascended to power in his own family. There are tantalizing
tsunami of
clues that a
twos.
similar arrangement may have been in place in Pittsburgh.
Tsunami of 2s, dude.
Samuel the plumber
look at
de
that.
Cavalcante, head
You're
of
looking
the North
fresh,
Jersey mob,
buddy. Look at that
stated
fedora.
on a wiretap that
Tips
LaRocca
fedora.
had been placed on the
Howdy,
shelf
madam.
while the
So
commission
I have to
took
go
charge
back
of the
soon?
Pittsburgh family when he first
Actually,
became the boss.
Looks like I won't.
LaRocca
Even
took
though the
orders
suit-
from them until they were satisfied that he was boss material. The family reverted to his control
Would you rather
shortly
me go back and
thereafter.
get shot again?
The commission could exercise such
Back
control in those days
You'll probably
because
save my
the
life.
Cosa Nostra was
Promise
very
that you
rule
won't
and
get in any
tradition
more
bound,
trouble with
and
that,
many
Joe.
bosses believed in the power of those rules.
Your papa used to
Also,
work for this
on a
man
more
at the
practical
waterfront
level,
named
the
Papa
5
Larry.
families
Ford doesn't
of
need
New
a suit,
York
he's a
had
proud
hundreds
hillbilly.
of made
It's true, I've got my
members between them
overalls.
and could destroy any of the smaller
got my
families'
overalls, dude.
administrations if they stepped
Got my
out of line,
overalls,
like
got my
they had when
gumboots.
Pisano made his move
Got
against
my
the
bucket
Volpes.
hat. All you need,
In
buddy.
addition,
Okay,
in an
Mom,
FBI
okay, I
informant
promise.
report, the informant
Grazie,
describes
amigo.
that LaRocca will need to
Tsunami
answer to his
events. What the?
superiors for
Hope
a
not.
situation involving an underling going
What is
to
this, the
prison
UK?
because an important
Hope
Pittsburgh
there's not a
gambling
tsunami
figure
events.
had potentially informed on him.
You
The
gambling there,
relationship
buddy?
between the small family bosses and the commission is still shrouded in secrecy and was likely
Let's
known
go.
only by those in the hierarchy
Tsunami
of the family.
of
According to a high-level government witness, as
REGGN.
quoted in the book,
What is a
Mob
riggin?
Boss, the Pittsburgh
What the
family
heck
was
is a
small
riggin,
by
dude?
design for secrecy reasons, and the hierarchy preferred that new family members and associates had connections to blood family members who had already been inducted
give
into
a
the
damn.
Borgata.
I don't give a frick.
The witness confirmed that the Pittsburgh family was
What the hell's
connected
going
to
on?
New York's secretive Genovese
You mind
family,
your business,
but that even
asshole.
Benson Giganti's
Yeah?
group didn't have control over
Mind
who
your business,
Pittsburgh
you
inducted.
bastard. Arrest
The
him.
family
Come on,
decided
Junior.
which people
I'm
they
gonna
wanted
take
to
you
make.
to school.
The government
Oh,
witness
tough
stated
guy,
that
scaring
if
a
the
woman,
Pittsburgh
huh?
family
Come on,
made a
show me
mistake
what
with
you
who they let into their close-knit
Oh,
group,
space to
which he
dodge.
described as being similar to a village in
Well, I'm not
Sicily
dodging
or
very well.
Calabria, they would simply take the guy out to the Monongahela River, and that was the end of it. However, according to the interviewed source, who wishes to remain anonymous, the
Arrest
Genovese
him.
family did dictate when Pittsburgh could induct new members, even if who they inducted was up to Pittsburgh. The Genovese family in
over
New
for
York
you.
had advised that Pittsburgh could replace only those members who had died, so the family could never grow any larger. The boss's beginnings and family life. On April 9th, 1919, Michael James Genovese was born to Italian immigrants Tony and Ursula Genovese of the Italian Larimer neighborhood of Pittsburgh at their home on 313 Larimer Avenue. Genovese's parents were from a town outside of Naples called Dracadainola. Genovese had two brothers.
What the hell is this guy,
Felix was his
Voldemort?
older
What sort of
brother,
face is this?
Fiore, the younger. He also had
Sim
two sisters.
confirmed, defending a woman.
No connection to the rackets is evident in the boy's parents, except for an arrest of his mother for moonshine production in the 1930s. However, the family was apparently not troubled by Mike's affiliation with organized crime,
what the heck?
since his father would visit his son's Larimer bar.
Sounds like a bad
illegal
idea.
Gambling establishment called the Genovese Cocktail Lounge.
$10,000.
Later, the Red Eagle.
$2,000. Hey, that's like $1 million in today's currency.
Ran numbers out of his family's house.
$2,000 in 1946.
According
What a
to the
disaster.
FBI, Genovese only made it to the 9th grade before dropping out of school in 1934 to attend a trade school. It is not clear if he
Arrest
ever
that guy.
actually attended the trade school. His IQ score was listed as a low 77. Although
about
Genovese
Jowdy's
would
IQ.
show that this score was not representative of his superb intellect.
on $2,000 fast.
His older brother
about
Felix,
Jowdy's
also
IQ.
known as Phil, was apparently in the Pittsburgh
77
mob before
IQ.
Mike, but was not considered leadership material due to his
$1,000
violent
in the
temper,
bank.
overindulgence in scotch,
$2,000.
and blatant philandering. Felix's bad tendencies were supplemented by numerous
What is this,
arrests.
Felix the cat?
He just wasn't as
Let's
careful as
go.
Mike. Fiore, the younger brother, was considered less than serious by his mob colleagues,
Get
despite being a
serious, you
trusted
bastard.
associate. In March
going on
1971,
with you, bud?
tragedy struck Genovese's family when Fiore was walking out of an
Arrest
office in Larimer
him.
with another man.
77
Suddenly,
divine
Nicholas
numerology.
Gellarmini,
It's
an
true.
allegedly mentally handicapped
It's
man who worked at the Red
true.
Eagle Club,
Arrest
shot at him
him
with
for
a 32
usury.
caliber handgun.
I wish we
from
could
a car.
arrest people for usury.
Shots
That'd be pretty
missed,
epic.
So Gellarmini hopped out. and
Unfortunately, we
finished
don't live in that
Fiore
society
off.
yet.
Gellarmini then got into a shootout with police before he was apprehended.
Traitoria? Really? They're calling the
Gellarmini
place
was looking for
Traitoria
vengeance
because the
on
guy's a
mobsters who
traitor?
teased him at
I
work.
can't believe it.
He had tried to kill his main tormentor, mob associate Eugene
Kill him.
Jeswali, earlier, but Jeswali wouldn't come out of his house.
Jeswali, this
so
guy sounds like
Gellarmini
a
decided to
fucking
kill someone else.
Moroccan or something.
According to FBI informants, Genovese wanted to
Did
kill
you know
Gellarmini,
the
but
3-4
was persuaded by
Italian
his mentor
mafia
and boss,
is getting
Don the
pegged
Roca,
by a
to let it go,
new gang
since
and Rita
Gellarmini was
Gotti
described
avenged
as
him.
insane, and the killing was not related
Gotti
to business.
redeemed.
Genovese's first
Gotti
known
was
brush with the law
framed.
occurred in
Sammy the
September
Snake framed
1936
him.
when he and
What
another
do you think
teenager
about
punched
that?
a young man and robbed him of a few dollars on
Few
Larimer Avenue.
dollars.
Genovese's victim was a good sketch artist
Hello,
and drew a
madam.
picture of his attacker that was
do you know
used
where
by
Joe
the police
Barbaro
to
lives?
apprehend
To the right
Genovese.
of the stairs. And tell him
Genovese
that
was
racket
described
last
as a
night has to
boxer
stop.
at the
If
time.
he don't like it, he can find
Genovese's
another
boxing
place to
career
live.
was short
Where
and
you
garnered
living,
no
you
real
bastard?
success, but he was fond of the sport for the rest of his life.
You can at
Genovese
citizen's
received
arrest.
2
I'm going to
years
do
of
it tomorrow.
probation for the robbery.
Arrest
and
your
allegedly
local
worked
banker,
as a
dude.
marble setter's helper at
Now
the
that's a
Washington
philosophy.
Marble Company after receiving his sentence. In 1945, he had another run-in with the law when he was arrested
Come
in
on in,
Youngstown,
dude.
Ohio, for carrying a loaded 32 caliber revolver and the
picked up these
blackjack
broads on my
while
way back from
walking
the store,
suspiciously.
right?
Hey, yo,
The
we
charge
picked up the
was tossed
bro.
after Genovese pleaded not guilty. Numbers writers who knew Genovese at the time stated he was a young,
There we go.
fresh
He's living
kid
the high life,
trying
bud.
to break into organized crime. Genovese reportedly concocted a plan to get arrested so he would not
It's
be
over.
drafted and sent off to fight in World War II. The plan appears to have worked, as he never served in the
It worked.
military.
I tell you, that little Spanish
Genovese's personal life was pretty standard
Come on,
for
buddy,
a
you need
mobster,
a
and was
bigger
little
size,
chaotic at times.
Good.
He was
Tech talk.
married in
Mama wasn't thrilled when I
1939,
mentioned your
but
name,
became
though.
separated from his
She
first
she
wife
wants me
when
to
he
get a straight
allegedly
job.
cheated on
You're
her.
gonna look for one.
He had 2 daughters in his first marriage.
It's citizen's arrest,
He later
dude.
married
Why
a
are we
woman
talking to
who
cool?
already had a
His dad's
daughter,
gonna back on
and
my
then
feet and
adopted
get
a
my own
son
place.
with his second
I
wife.
need to make some real money.
His first
Punch
wife
the clock.
claimed
Gotta
to the
make some
FBI
money,
that Genovese
dude.
didn't keep
Hey,
up
you
with
can
his
stay
child
with me
support
as long as
payments,
you need
but
to.
it
When we
appears he
find you a
kept in
job where you
touch
can
with
make
his
good money
daughters
without
after they
killing
moved
yourself,
out to
all right?
California.
Those are to my ears.
In 1956, Genovese and his second wife
$20?
moved to a converted chicken farm on 82 acres of land in rural Gibsonia, Pennsylvania, close to West Deer on curvy Clendon Road. Genovese, the owner of the farm, claimed that Genovese lived there rent-free since he helped run the farm and hired contractors to improve the buildings.
Mate, I'm a based vol
However,
cell, buddy. What do you think
FBI
about that?
informants stated that the farm's owner,
What do you think about that, buddy? Based vol... Wait, what is that?
Gambling
Magazine.
and had to give the farm up to pay the
What
rising
the-
gangster back.
What the
The
heck?
farm was a modest home for a relatively
What the
modest
frick?
mobster whose only
Wasn't
flashy
expecting that.
tendency was buying a Cadillac to drive around
Just
in.
wow.
The property contained a frame house,
months.
wagon shed,
Shit.
garage,
Few
frame barn,
months. Few
three-story
dollars.
chicken house, and a two-story frame brick house. Genovese lived at the farm for decades and
This guy literally does look like
enjoyed
goooooo.
mowing the big lawn on a tractor and taking care of the horses he kept there.
This is the right
He
door.
also had police dogs roaming the property to keep the
Vol
place
cell
secure.
cope. It's true.
It was a peaceful retreat
Yes.
that rarely hosted
You got your
mafia
own phone.
business meetings, except an occasional hunting trip or
Wow.
barbecue on the property with the guys.
Wow. A
Genovese
phone.
loved the Western
That's
Pennsylvania
high-tech,
hunting
dude.
tradition and
That's
was a
high
local
tech,
boy
you
at heart.
bastard.
He kept the
A
acreage
phone
intact the
with
entire
a
time he
handle,
lived there,
you'd
as he
love
did not
to
want any
see
close
it.
neighbors or developers coming into the
Get
area.
out of here. All right,
The
we're already
farm
out.
and its
thought about what
buildings
you're gonna do
grew in
now?
size
Said
as
you were
time
gonna
went
introduce
on.
me to that guy,
But the
Giuseppe?
original farm was quite modest,
Gipsy.
with a small,
Big picture.
simple
When you was
house
over there,
and a
didn't
few
you think about
rooms
what
that
you was gonna
Genovese
do when you
called
got
home.
back?
Not
Informants
really,
reported Genovese
besides the
had
usual,
two
you know.
22 pistols
nice
and a
girl,
heavily
settle
ornamented gun
Whoa.
belt that
He's
evoked
only
an
had
old
sex
West
with small water
hanging
mammals.
just inside the
Right
door.
now,
Mate, stop trying to
The
dox
interior
my
of the house
ex-girlfriend,
was
dude.
described as being designed with early American
Any
decor.
Brits in chat?
Genovese's
a
second
Brit
wife
frick.
died in 1998, and the boss
Alright,
was
how do
so
we get outta
secretive
here?
at that point that he omitted his name from the
Get out
obituary.
of here.
He was married
Thanks
a
again for
third
that
time
demo
in the
with
first
Discharge.
decade of the
All I
2000s
do is
to a
make a phone
longtime
call.
girlfriend
You can
who
thank
described him
Giuseppe
as
when we go
living
pick him up.
paycheck to
Giuseppe.
paycheck.
What sort of name is
She
that?
said he was a good, classy, and very proud man who would keep
He's
things
a
to himself.
proud man.
She
Oh,
also
what the?
stated he was a meticulous dresser who always had
Oh,
to
come
have
on, they
what he
don't-
considered to be a proper
Oh no, you
appearance.
do. I leave. Oh no, you both leave
Genovese
footprints. Just the footprints aren't that great.
Genovese was described by the FBI as being dangerous with a
Genis
knife,
frick.
and he was known as one of the toughest mob
They're all in
guys
prison.
around,
It's
despite
tough.
his less than imposing appearance.
Free
He stood at 5 feet,
Britain.
8 inches
think
tall.
I
We
could,
weighed
want
about
justice
160
for
pounds.
our
He had a short,
Anglo
stocky
brothers
build, curly
and
black hair,
ethnic kin
brown
in the
eyes,
British
dark
Isles.
complexion.
but this ain't no
We
He had come up as a
want
bodyguard of the powerful Manarino brothers.
justice.
I didn't drive a
Kensington,
tank, I drove a Jeep.
Gabriel,
We
also
hell's
want
a
justice,
and
you
Sam.
bastard.
They
Never
ruled
mind.
New
Don't let me
Kensington
drive
with an
over.
iron
All right,
grip
all right.
and a
Here's the
relatively
keys.
soft
Just be
hand to
fucking
their
careful.
extensive illegal
Snow
gambling
physics. Yeah, the
enterprise.
snow physics are
Hold this
lacking,
outside, you
dude.
gotta
By
give it a little
corrupted
more
local
gas than
officials
usual.
who answered to the
That's
brothers.
the pedal over there
Kelly
on the right.
Manarino
I
even had
know,
strong
Joe,
connections
I
to
know.
organized crime heavy
I know,
hitter
Lord.
Meyer Lansky. It
Yes.
appears Genovese entered the Pittsburgh crime family's ranks as an associate
now make a
and
right
later
here.
became a
Then
made
just go
man
straight
during
for a
Frank Amato Sr.'s reign.
Let's
Genovese
make a
earned most
right.
of his
We're on
money
the
in the
right.
early
Whoa, slow it
1950s
down a
and
bit.
previously
Don't need to get pulled
on
over for
horse
no
and
reason.
baseball
Hey.
betting, and had interests in the numbers
outta
rackets as
here.
well.
What's
Genovese's
this guy doing?
associates in the underworld stated that he had clean habits.
what are these
and
guys
was
doing?
Conservative. He
Stop
was
trying to
also
rob
known
me.
for being
You know what
cheap
time it is?
and often
State time.
complained
Fuck
of
you.
not having any
It's
money.
time for you to get your own
Arrest
fucking
Infamous
Stephen
as the
York
guy who had
Living.
the first
Arrest
nickel he
him.
ever
car.
earned.
North
FBI
FC
agents
wins.
thought of him as almost excessively polite, and he was always a little
I don't
nervous
pay
when they
attention to
talked him.
traffic lights. Only
Genovese
bloody
always reminded
bastards
them
do.
that he couldn't talk business with an
That's
agent
what the
that was willing
bloody
to have a friendly
bastards would
conversation.
do.
According
You know,
to
you
multiple
wasn't kidding.
sources,
They really
he
taught you
cheated
to
on his
drive
wives,
At
partied
least
with his
something
mafia
good come out of it.
colleagues, and hung out at
I can
hotels,
drive,
bars,
dude.
and restaurants at all times of the day and night.
I mean, how many
He kept
people
his
could drive back
gambling
then?
and
What's the
fun
statistic
modest
there?
for a gangster,
Well,
and crafted a
how common
reputation
was
of
car
being
ownership in
someone who was steady.
1946?
In a nutshell,
Oh, wait.
he wasn't flashy, overly violent,
I was meant to go this way.
careless with his words, like his future contemporaries in other
we go.
families, such as John Gotti and Nicodemo Scarfo. Genovese was rarely
Hey,
caught
stop.
on a wire.
You
and
literally
only
walked
talked to
into my
select
car.
people about select things. He insulated himself throughout his criminal career due to a few seminal events in his life that occurred between the late 1950s and the mid-1970s. The first of these events happened just as the Mafia and Mike Genovese's fortunes changed forever on November 14th, 1957, at mob boss Joseph Barbara's estate in Appalachia, New York. A grand underworld meeting of bosses.
Apparently GTA 6 cost like $2 billion to make. How long is it going to take to recoup that? Make a financial prediction.
No relation to Mike per the FBI.
Okay, so if they make... okay, let's do the math.
Mike Genovese told informants that the mobsters discussed and approved of a nationwide plan to...
Pause it. Let's bring up a calculator. So, 2 billion. 2 billion divided by the average price of a game. They're probably going to charge 70 for the game, but when you count the retailer's cut, that's going to be 30% off that 70, right? And then I guess you also got the distributor's cut, which is probably what, 35? So if we go 2 billion divided by 35, which is probably about what Rockstar makes per game, they have to sell 57 million units of the game to break even. That's not even probably counting marketing. How much is the marketing going to cost? So they have to sell 57 units of GTA 6. So there you go. Now we know the number. We just divided 2 billion by 35. They got to sell 57 million units. 142,857. Gay sex. Female protagonist, 1.5 billion. Gay sex scene, 500 million. Truth revealed. They'll make their money back on shark cards. People still buy that crap? I don't know if they're going to do it. They'll probably sell a lot of games, but I don't know if they're going to sell that much. That's crazy. All right, we'll continue.
To use hotels to launder illegal gambling profits. The Pittsburgh family would allegedly build 2 hotels for this purpose. Genovese's main hotel, and sometimes headquarters in the 1960s, was called the Phoenix and was located in Monroeville.
This is Giuseppe.
Appalachian was also
Giuseppe?
What that ended up forcing director J. Edgar Hoover of the FBI to recognize the mob as a criminal threat. The National Strategy meeting showed a level of sophistication.
GTA Online's a sign of a collapsing society. I agree.
Public and the government.
Hopefully we can pirate GTA 6, so I ain't paying for that garbage.
Plates
I ain't paying for that garbage.
And became
you think I'm going to pay for GTA 6? You're out of your mind.
They figured out some of the people at the Barber estate were racketeers and started to take down license plate numbers while their cars were parked. And
$7!
The area.
That's outrageous.
The attendees panicked.
All right, fine.
Some tried to escape in their
it's like
cars.
$100 in today's money.
The woods on foot. Genovese and Kelly Manarino were caught and stopped by the police in Manarino's car.
They'll sell more than that in pre-orders. I don't know if they have. That's a lot.
Pennsylvania. Genovese was interviewed by police after his apprehension and released. Hoover, despite worries that some of his agents
games cost like $80 these days.
Mafia, decided to
the retailers get like a 30% cut
after the media firestorm and subsequent government pressure to do something about organized crime post-Appalachian.
What?
Genovese soon realized that going to the meeting was a mistake.
How does this work?
As the FBI started to surveil him and also interviewed him quite often. The nervous and publicity-shy Genovese hated the fallout, and everybody was feeling the heat in 1958.
Easy.
The Bureau opened its first case on Genovese around that time.
Hey, at least it's a different lockpicking game than Oblivion.
Spanning 5 decades to try to put Genovese behind federal
Janus
bars.
Fricks. Go behind
Genovese
the bar,
was
you
also served
bastard.
with a subpoena to testify at a federal grand jury to get to the bottom of what was happening at
Still feel like
Appalachian.
snagging that car?
A famous picture of Genovese.
Let's
depicts
go.
him testifying and pleading the Fifth Amendment in front of the Senate Labor Rackets
and
Committee.
tag him,
His
buddy.
fingers are in his mouth, and he looks very nervous. Genovese had reason to be nervous, as his questioner, Robert Kennedy, was the brother of the president-elect. Mannarino and LaRocca fled their homes and hid out until everything blew over. Mike survived the encounter and became much more secretive than he already was as a result. Once he got back from Appalachian, he immediately sold Archie's automatic car wash and shut down the numbers operation he ran out of there. Another media
Look at this,
firestorm
beautiful.
was already on the way.
Wait, how did they know I stole it? Get in the car!
In November 1958, a task force of Pennsylvania state troopers...
Hey, Leggett! Hey, that guy's trying to shoot us for killing the
uncovered
car.
a stunning plot that was allegedly headed up by Kelly and Sam Mannarino.
Get out the way, you bastard.
Fidel Castro's rebels in Cuba.
Good thing I'm the Drift King. You're never gonna catch me.
The Sans Souci casino. This runs counter to the old tale that the
They'll
wanted to
never
keep
get
the
me.
old dictator
how do you like the
Fulgencio
car?
Batista in power because he was
All right, let's
beneficial
go find
to them.
ourselves a body shop.
Apparently,
They
he had
provide
affected
the
the
kind of
mob
services
profits by
we're looking
interfering with the Sans
Hey, that don't
Souci,
sound cheap.
and they
Don't
sought a
worry
change
about it.
in
I
management
got
of
it
the
covered.
country.
Hey,
as
yo,
a
don't
result.
worry about it.
This was an incredibly bold and, in
Oh,
hindsight,
look at that, I got the green.
stupid move on the Mannarino's part, since the full weight of state and federal law enforcement was already on
shit,
the
a cop.
rackets due to the fallout from the Appalachian Summit
No,
that had
no,
just
you can't
occurred
see me.
the year before.
Here, park right
The
here in
state
front of the
troopers
garage
and
door.
border patrol
Okay,
agents
now honk your
watched
horn.
a plane load up
How do I honk
with
the horn?
121 M1 Garand rifles stolen from a Canton, Ohio armory in
96
October
minutes ago.
1958,
Cockpicking.
and a
What
50
the?
caliber
Do you
machine
for,
gun
pal?
from an unknown source. The rifles on board
Change the
did not
plates.
account for all
Sure.
the rifles that had been stolen in Canton.
For you,
Law
no
enforcement
problem.
did not
Personalize.
stop the
How do we
plane from
personalize
lifting
it?
off from the Allegheny Valley Airport, but they did follow
Alright, let's
and
put-
detain the supply truck that had
What's
connections to
what
the
should our license
Mannarino
plate
group
be?
in New Kensington.
What should their license
The
plate
plane
be,
was
dude?
eventually intercepted and followed to a
We need
refueling
license
stop
plate
at an
suggestions.
airport in Morgantown, West Virginia, after authorities attempted
What
to
can the license
unsuccessfully
plate?
use military
69
radar stations to
with
track the aircraft. The state troopers also
C34PO.
searched
What
Genovese's
the?
barn
From Star
and
Wars.
home for the rest
What the
of
heck?
rifles, but
Alright,
found
what the
nothing.
heck's gonna be?
The Borgata survived the Cuba fiasco
Well, we got
relatively
C.
unscathed, and Genovese became the acting boss of the family for the
C.
first time while
Tripopio.
LaRocca
Make it the
and
N-word.
Mannarino
Can we
were
do
on
that?
the lam in the late 1950s. LaRocca had survived
give it a go.
worse. In 1954, the federal government attempted to deport him back to Italy since he had been convicted of larceny, receiving stolen goods, and illegal gambling. Pennsylvania's
we do
Republican
it? Let's
governor
find out.
John Fine shockingly gave LaRocca a backdated pardon that scuttled the federal government's attempt to banish him. LaRocca's trust in Genovese grew as the 1960s wore on. Genovese would serve as the acting boss for many years to come when
Let's
LaRocca took
figure it
his
out.
months-long vacations to Florida with Johnstown capo Joe Regino and both their wives to get away from the harsh Pennsylvania winters at their neighboring summer homes in Pompano Beach.
Can we make it the N-word? Let's find out.
Genovese's health and career
Right,
stumbles.
that's an A. Whoops. I forgot how to spell.
On May 13th, 1968, Genovese drove up to the Phoenix Motel and lurched out of his car, gasping for air and almost falling on the ground when a former used car salesman, whom the mob had reportedly screwed out of his former car business, caught him and summoned a doctor he had
All right,
been
sweet.
drinking with in the
Buy the
Phoenix
plate.
lounge. The former salesman was allowed to sell
I let
suits
you do
and
it.
shoes from the back of his car in
Oh,
Phoenix,
no.
and was in the process of doing so.
All right, we're
when he
good.
noticed
Thanks a lot.
Genovese in distress. Genovese
No one's
was
ever gonna
taken to
recognize that
Shadyside
plate.
Hospital, where he had another heart attack while in the lobby.
Oh,
He
no.
was placed in the intensive care unit and took months to recover.
All right, next you should
According to
introduce yourself
FBI
to Mike
informants,
Brewski.
Oh,
the
you
incident
probably
was
have
scary
some
for
work
him
for
personally.
All right, where is
It
he?
He owns a
exacerbated his
junkyard over
already
in
nervous
Riverside.
personality.
Can't miss it.
Since he
Based
now
in
had to worry
place.
about dying. in
Hey, mate,
relation
now we're
to
going
his
to
stressful
now we're
family
going
duties.
to the
What guy?
The
frickin'
news got out.
Oh,
Some
John?
FBI
He's
informants
my
thought
buddy.
Go to
Genovese
Jowdy's
was finished
house.
as a
Kinda
top
quiet,
leader
but let me
in
tell you, the
Pittsburgh.
kid's some hell of a
Genovese's
dancer.
heart would plague him
Saw
for
him
over a
dance
half
all in Nice
decade
Bay a
more
couple of weeks
until he
ago.
underwent
He had
heart
little broads
surgery
going
that
nuts.
fixed the issue
Do
in
I?
Go and
1975.
clear that old.
Jealousy?
After the surgery,
kidding?
Yeah,
I don't
jelly
know
to
about
get his
dancing.
physical
I
strength
got
back,
charm, my
and
friend.
reassure
Here, I'll
LaRocca
give you
that
some
he
of
was
my
healthy
lines.
enough
So
to
maybe
take
we'll
So
over
all
after the
1960s, so it
old
might be
man
encouraged.
died.
Well, it's the 1940s, actually.
The vultures were circling,
Hey, here's
according
one.
to FBI
Hey, is that a
informants,
mirror in your
but
pocket?
Genovese
'Cause I
was
can
able
see
to hold
myself
them
in your
off by
pants.
using his brother Felix and friend Joseph Pecora
It's Joseph Smith.
to help him manage his illegal and legal businesses. Genovese also held the power of life and death over the members and associates of the family while LaRocca was away. Despite
Trump
his ill
mega
health
play.
in the late
It's true.
1960s and early 1970s, Genovese was still greatly feared. According to an FBI informant,
What the?
his
Lore
underlings
accurate
knew
play.
murder
It's
was
true.
on the table if they disobeyed him.
Here's a good one.
Genovese ordered that his associates should not visit him at the hospital or at his home while he recovered, lest they be identified by law enforcement. As Genovese recovered from his heart surgery in 1975,
Stop cutting me off.
his trusted older
Hey,
brother
what is this guy
and
doing?
confidant, Felix, died suddenly. It was a blow that fell just as Genovese was regaining his strength
Bad
to
Lord.
tax the already overwhelmed mobster even further. At the
Got
same
away
time
with
that Genovese
words.
was closing the book
Jowdy
on
got
his
deported
heart
from
troubles,
North Korea.
He was subpoenaed
It's true.
to testify before a
It's
grand
true.
jury. The federal grand jury sought
bastard
testimony from
jury.
Genovese about Western Pennsylvania organized
Mike's
crime
junkyard
in
there.
return
Just
for
drive through the
immunity.
gate.
Genovese refused
Bastard
to answer the
yard.
questions and was arrested and placed in prison on April 23, 1974. Genovese was never in prison for a lengthy stay and was perturbed that he did not get any preferential treatment.
The
regarding
1920s
meals,
is-
medical
Hey,
checks,
Mike,
Al
and
Capone in the
warrants.
roaring 20s. It's
Genovese was
Shit,
largely
Mike, you can wash
ignored
your
by the
fucking
prison
hands once in a
population.
while.
Shit.
Now you need a
The
fucking
small
bed.
Pittsburgh Mafia
Hey,
community
I've been
was
working.
shocked that
Working
Genovese
people
could be
occasionally
sent
get
away
dirty,
for
you
not
know?
answering
He's
questions.
working hard.
Genevise's
With
associates
what?
stayed
The
away
same
from the
fucking
prison
rag
for the
you
most
used to clean
part,
the
except
toilet,
to
you
bring
filthy
Genovese
fuck?
some food
Put a
from the
lid on
Phoenix
it.
Lounge.
What are you from the health department? or
Genovese
you wanna
was
do some
okay with them
business?
keeping their distance.
He
He did not want
1960s
law
was
enforcement to
Vietnam
use his
and Johnny
incarceration as
Frips.
a chance to gather intelligence on the organization. Genovese eventually adapted to life behind bars and the alleged lack of respect given him there.
Shit.
There were only a few Pittsburgh Mafia members and associates, and the percentage of the prison population that was connected must have been particularly small at this time. Genovese started to work in the prison sick
Oh,
bay
there you
and
go.
as a trainer for the annual Independence Day prison boxing match. Genovese could not resist boxing.
They follow you
And it
here.
No
passed the
cops,
time.
no cats.
Tony
1960s
Grosso,
when
a
Tree
very
4 was
successful
formed. What
illegal
the?
gambling operator in
grubby
the
mitts on my
Pittsburgh area,
fucking
who
coat.
was semi-independent
It's a
from
good
the
coat,
Locust
dude.
family,
All right,
had been
calm
arrested
down or
before
stick 'em up your
Genovese went
ass,
to
you
prison.
sissy.
Grosso decided to talk to federal authorities about his business and report on corrupt officials he had in his pocket for leniency.
Walter
Word
Coop.
in the underworld was that he was talking too much and that Genovese might have been targeted based on Grosso's information.
Jowdy got deported for not cooking Kim Jong-il his hot muffins all the way
indicated
through.
that both Genovese
It's
and
tough,
LaRocca
but real.
were incredibly angry about the situation.
Measure 7 soft, the
LaRocca
Shaggy
pledged to
Mafia.
defend
It's
Genovese
true.
with the family's funds, and FBI informants noted that LaRocca seemed to be moving to have Grosso killed. The prison Grosso was housed in was susceptible to Cosa Nostra infiltration, according to one informant.
This is your maiden voyage.
The FBI took the threat so seriously that they
Don't
approached
frick it up, you
LaRocca at
bastard.
his headquarters
Here,
at
Vito,
Allegheny
take
Car
this.
Wash out of
Oh,
the
now
way,
we're talking.
and warned
Packing
him that
heat.
if Grosso was killed,
Hey,
they
Mike,
would
mind if I
immediately
test this
look at
thing out
him
here?
as the
Sure.
culprit.
Knock yourself
LaRocca was
out.
amazed
Seems
that
a bit
the
weird.
FBI would be so brazen.
Blow
but
it
it appears
up.
that talk of whacking
Aim for that old
Grosso
wreck over
died
there.
down right after
Aim
the
for it,
approach.
you bastard.
Grosso had not been touched by the mob in the past because he had a wide network of public officials in his back pocket.
Hey, you ain't
LaRocca's
a bad
Cosa
shot.
Nostra
Hey, Vito,
family could
see if you
use
can
when
hit the
needed,
gas tank.
and Grosso
Where's
provided
the gas
information
tank?
to the family about investigations
Is that the
and
gas tank?
raids. He provided value to the Cosa Nostra, but compared
Is
to
that
the
the gas tank
millions
or
he was
what?
making
Where is the
from
gas
his
tank on this
enterprise,
piece of shit?
what he gave to LaRocca was paltry.
Did I leave gas in that
Genovese would
thing?
have a chance
There's a
to bite
Pollock
back
joke
in the
there, but I'll
future.
leave it alone.
Oh, yeah.
Genovese
Leave
was
it,
allowed
you
to go
bastard.
home
Fuck
on
you.
November
All right, that's
27,
enough shooting. We got
1974,
work to do.
after spending about 6
Press
months
H
in
to
jail,
holster.
not
That
counting
makes
a
sense.
longer release he had after his
Alright,
initial
let's
arrest.
get out of here.
The grand jury just faded away after that. He had held his tongue, and the threat
Gowdy
posed by the
mistakenly read an
inquiry was gone.
anti-revolutionary literature
Genovese
Gordon
had
Ramsay's
learned one
cookbook.
thing from his experience.
It's ogre.
He told his associates that he would never go to prison again. It was a promise
I ain't
that would
going
prove
back.
to be
I
difficult
ain't going
to
back
keep
to
for
the
a
can,
future mob
dude.
boss. But Mike Genovese would orient his whole
Alright, I'm gonna go
career
take a
to
piss.
making
You
it
guys
come
can
true.
listen to the audiobook. What do you think about that?
Allies and
I'll
money.
be back in a sec.
LaRocca was a well-traveled underworld diplomat, but Genovese had contacts in other families too. He had friends in Scranton's Buffalino family, Philadelphia's Bruno family, New York's Genovese family, the Detroit family, and the Cleveland family. Genovese even had unidentified contacts in Italy. In the 1970s, he instructed Joseph Pecora to contact a list of people whose names Genovese provided, while Pecora vacationed in Italy. In the mid-1980s, the FBI identified that Genovese called numbers in Spain and Italy, although it was not apparent who the recipients were, and it was possible that he was calling blood-related family. Genovese and the family also had contacts in Pittsburgh's black criminal underworld. In 1968, an informant told the FBI that after riots in Pittsburgh, the black numbers operators no longer wanted to pay the Cosa Nostra a portion of their profits from the Hill District neighborhood. The only thing that kept the payments coming was the deep fear the local operators had of the mob. They allegedly paid $20,000 a day to Mannarino and Genovese at this time. The Pittsburgh family also worked with the Pagans motorcycle gang from time to time. Genovese was also sophisticated in the manner in which he hid his alleged illegal money, investing in cash-heavy businesses like car washes, hotels, nightclubs, restaurants, bars, casinos, and real estate appears to have been standard Pittsburgh mob practice. The FBI suspected Genovese also invested some of his money in apartment buildings in Shadyside, a desirable neighborhood in Pittsburgh. The FBI's suspicions were heightened when they obtained information that Genovese was using a realty company to hide his money. Victor N. Colludi, a Youngstown, Ohio businessman, was also accused by the FBI of laundering money for several Cosa Nostra heavyweights. Colludi was linked to Pittsburgh Mafia member Little Joey Naples and Buffalino crime family member William D'Elia, who once allegedly told an informant Colludi was a good person to use to handle mob cash. In 1994, the FBI asserted that Colludi helped Genovese and Russell Buffalino,
I see this, Jowdy, you know you're the instigator. It's true.
Launder their ill-gotten money through English and Swiss bank accounts.
It's real.
Naples, the Pittsburgh mob member, allegedly told an informant that Colludi had been part of a scheme to import $200 million in drug money from Italy to the United States for unnamed investments through Luxembourg. Colludi also allegedly used a bank in Antwerp, Belgium,
for the mafia is still around. It's called the government.
Reportedly stated that he used foreign and offshore accounts to hide the money and avoid taxes.
True.
Naples and Colludi collected $700,000 from just one money laundering
you bastard.
Colludi was also allegedly involved in a scheme
Done
with
refilling your beer, Tree 4. Actually, don't have a beer.
Ohio, by utilizing a corrupt Pennsylvania Environmental Services official.
Get out of here.
And sophistication of the network were stunning and illustrated the connections even small
businesses like
Pittsburgh
Sand Island's still the same shithole it was.
3 or 4 drinks beer from a sippy cup.
Undercover
Hey, stop
FBI
doxing my cup, dude.
the operations of
Stop doxing my cup, you bastard.
The FBI then turned the associate into a cooperating witness.
Gonna take a lot longer than that for that neighborhood to turn around. Them people multiply
according to the
like
Pennsylvania Crime Commission,
the Indian Mafia is a bunch of guys scamming white grannies.
to hand over more and more of his leadership duties to a ruling panel that consisted of Genovese, Pecora, and Mannarino.
That's just fucking great.
It appears Mannarino, the racket king of New Kensington, officially held the
around
underground
here.
until he died in 1980. Throughout the 1970s, FBI informants kept saying that Mannarino was angling to unseat Genovese to become the next boss. However, if he was planning to take over, those plans were interrupted by how long Old Man LaRocca lived,
Old man
by Mannarino's own death.
Take a left up here.
After 1980, there were only 2 possible contenders for the
these
throne.
cars need to follow the
Joseph
traffic laws.
Jojo
I got
Pecora
right away,
had been
you bastard.
Genovese's go-to guy when he was having heart problems. Pecora also did tasks for Genovese that included driving him around and making sure his family was okay.
Look at this guy. Ain't
As
even back a
stated
day. He's
previously,
too good for his
Pecora
own
became the underboss after Mannarino's
dude.
death. Genovese was seen as arrogant
White and yellow's a
within the
good match.
organization
What
and
the?
was seemingly more feared
That's
than
false,
supported.
dude.
friend.
In addition,
Don't worry, though, I'm
Genovese
gonna
was a
help
Steve-O
confident
drinks
and
beers from an
experienced
enema.
leader who
What the
commanded respect by
Are you
his mere
Steve-O?
presence.
Are you the
However,
real Steve-O?
Pecora was more popular due to his affable personality
Bakura, what is this, Yu-Gi-Oh?
late-in-life favorite over his longtime protege, Genovese.
Genis.
Bakura was the king of
idiot
gambling
beast.
in the West Virginia Panhandle, and ruled there with a smile rather than an iron fist. He had several gambling joints that had
Johnny,
become
it's
popular
actually true.
places for
Most
Pittsburgh
gangs are doing
residents to
financial
gamble out of
scams
state.
nowadays. True.
Bakura had the local officials in his pocket and openly hobnobbed
It's that
with them.
cream-colored baby over there.
In 1979,
Real quick and
all
get
of
the
that
fuck
came
outta there.
crashing
Break a
down when
window
the
if you have
federal
to go.
government set
I'll
up a
wait for you
sting
back at
operation
Mike's.
using a
What if I run into
sheriff, a
problems?
Bakura
Then you
associate
deal
and
with 'em. Look,
bookmaker,
consider this a
Silvio
test.
Birdie
If you fail, I hear they're
Venciero,
hiring
had
down
attempted
at
to
the
bribe
Kino
with
test.
$100,000
Good
a
luck,
year
pal.
and
I
the
see you back
services
at
of a
Mike's.
prostitute.
Hey, where are you going, you
The
coward?
sheriff reported the attempted corruption and
Coward.
then played along while gathering evidence against the gangsters. The sheriff did not think Bakura was boss material.
What's this guy's
and
name?
implied
Bakura.
he was
It's
not
frickin'
smart
Yu-Gi-Oh
enough.
name.
The case resulted in Bakura serving 3 years in prison and then probation,
Hello, good sir.
which effectively took him out of the running.
Oh
for the
shit, I didn't
boss
think he was going to
position.
fight me.
At the same time Bakura was on probation, John Sebastian LaRocca, the ruler of the Pittsburgh Rackets for almost 30 years, died in his bed at his home in Ingomar, Pennsylvania, of congestive heart failure.
what the
on
heck? I was
December
pressing
3rd,
space.
1984. LaRocca's funeral was covered by 2 newspapers and 3 TV stations.
Oh, come on, I was
The
pressing
mob
space, you
bodyguards who were
bastard.
trying to keep the funeral a private affair did not appreciate all the attention from the media. One Pittsburgh Post-Gazette photographer snapped a photograph of LaRocca's casket as it was carried out of the St. Alexis Church
Oh,
in
what the
Candace,
heck?
Pennsylvania.
I was
Several
pressing
burly men
space.
appeared and menaced the photographer.
Gypped again.
One of them grabbed his camera and told him he'd better
Oh wait,
let
I got
go
a
of the
drink. I
camera
don't
or
have a
I'll
beer.
break
I gotta
your
grab a
hand.
beer out of the fridge because that's
The
the rule.
photographer
'Cause I
let
died.
the camera go.
Alright, I'll be back. I'll grab a beer
The
out of the
camera
fridge
was
to have a
returned
drink,
to
and
him
then I'll be
later
back.
without its film.
It's
Other
time.
media members were also threatened and chased away. As the media and state law enforcement in Pittsburgh breathlessly reported that Bakura would be the next boss, the capos of the Pittsburgh family, Antonio Repepi, Joseph Regino, John Bisano Jr., and Mike Genovese, met to vote about a week after LaRocca's death. The assembled leadership selected Michael James Genovese as the next boss. Genovese had waited almost 30 years for this moment. The family he took command of never exceeded 20 made members, with each member having some trusted associates. As fictional Don Carmine Lupertazzi states about his New Jersey counterparts on the hit HBO show The Sopranos, the New York families might remark that Pittsburgh was a glorified crew. However, their profits, activities, influence, and reach, and the huge size of their territory were far beyond what an average crew in New York City was accustomed to. Genovese had been schooled well
we're
by
back,
LaRocca,
you
and
bastard.
now,
Jody
finally, had the top
scrammed
spot.
your
He
grandma.
would keep himself insulated from the crimes his family committed by using
Hello,
trusted
good sir.
intermediaries to stay in the shadows as much as he could,
shit.
just like LaRocca had. However, Genovese also had big plans for the family that was described by the
Got
Pennsylvania
him.
Crime Commission as aging and slow, a respect problem in the local underworld. LaRocca had not even made any new guys in years. Genovese would change that and make the Pittsburgh mob the dominant criminal force in the region once again.
Are
Resurgence.
you dead yet?
Genovese's first step in 1986 was to take over the extensive gambling operation of Tony
Got him.
Grosso, who had been indicted and convicted yet again, and would
It's
likely
ogre
not
for
see the
you.
outside of a prison for years. Genovese had not been fond of Grosso ever since he suspected
It's
that he
ogre.
had talked about him to authorities in 1974
Alright, steal this frickin'
during his
bastard's
troubles with the
messed
grand
up
jury
car.
that sent him to prison. The Grosso
Did we
operation
just kill that guy?
allegedly
How's he
netted
alive
$30
again?
million a year, with over 6,000
doing,
numbers
motherfucker?
operators. And
Hey,
that
what you
amount
doing
was
around
parceled out
here?
by the family to gambling associates and brothers Salvatore, Eugene, and Junior Williams.
Oh,
as
shit,
well
they
as
got a
Robert
gun.
Yanelli. Grosso's operation had been the proverbial goose that laid the golden egg that was always just out of the mob's reach due to Grosso's pull
We're
with
in.
the local politicians. Genovese's
Move it.
decisive move against
Move it, you
Grosso
bastard.
and his demand for a higher percentage of the
Leg
take
it.
from Grosso's old operation would allow the family to
Escape
earn
from the
much more
bombers.
from their illegal gambling enterprises
bomber
than ever
bastard.
before.
We're
In
out
addition,
of
the aggressive
here.
moves by the family against even
Kamala are
small-time
Americans, it's
independent
true.
gambling operators
Well, at least they
would
didn't
add a
see our
bonus
license
to the
plate, otherwise they'll be able
profits
to
from Grosso's old
identify
operation.
us.
LaRocca's edict against drug dealing by family members,
Native
a relic
Indians.
by the
It's true.
1970s, would also be lifted.
Kamala are Americans.
According to the Pennsylvania Crime Commission,
It's
one
true.
family associate responded that Genovese was like a breath
Genis
of fresh
frickin'
air when it came
Vise,
to his
idiot.
acceptance of drug money. LaRocca had unofficially profited off of
I'll
drugs
go
too,
LaRocque,
and the
I'll
family
go
started to
LaBroque.
get into the business.
Hey, can this
through
guy
a
get out of my
multitude of
way?
associates in the late
Stop cutting me off,
1970s
you bastard.
as LaRocca's grip loosened.
The lady who's
An
supposed to
FBI
Obama died.
cooperating witness
Hey.
once detailed in
I
court
think
that
that's
the old school
foul
gangsters
bloody
like
play,
Manarino
dude.
and
Foul
LaRocca
play
were against
indeed.
dealing drugs, but that everything changed when Mr. Genovese took over.
Mr. Genis
Members
frickin'
and
idiot
associates
Vise.
seemingly no longer
Look at
had
that
to
guy.
hide their drug deals from the boss. The street tax on
Hey, I'm
gambling
making
was
deals
supplemented
here.
by a street tax on drug dealing. Norman Farber, a drug dealer formerly outside of the Mafia's
Oh,
control,
what a drift.
testified in court that things changed for him when Genovese became the boss.
It's changed.
Gino Giralli, one of the
Sometimes
family's associates,
things change.
told Farber there was a new old man after LaRocca's death, and that he was
You
going to
exposed
rule
Big
the
Mike,
city
though.
with an iron fist.
It was you.
Girelli demanded
You
a tax of
exposed
15%
Big Mike
of Farber's
Jowdy.
profits for the right to continue to operate his drug business.
I think
Farber
it's
lied
true.
and said he was out
Jowdy
of the
knows the
business.
truth, dude.
Girelli asked Farber to have a sit-down with him. Farber foolishly stated, "I'm not going to sit down with any greaseballs." Later,
plate would be more
Farber and
accurate
his
if it said
girlfriend
Irish
were
need not
walking down
apply.
the street
What the
when
heck?
They were detained by three
I'm not gonna
armed
put that
men,
on there.
and Farber
That's
was beat up.
messed up.
His jewelry was stolen, and the $11,000 he had in drug profits.
Wait, why are these
was
people
taken.
shooting me? What did I do?
Farber was told
Leg
to never
it.
refer to Girelli.
I didn't know there was people with a
old
gun
man,
behind me.
As greaseballs
What?
again.
What did I
Farber
do? This
was
crazy
also
person
informed
with
that
a
he
gun
would be
just
paying
showed
a
up.
cut of all his profits to
How's
the
I
mob
supposed to
from now
know he
on.
was there?
As
Wait,
a
I gotta do
sign
the
of
whole
good
mission
faith,
again?
His jewelry was
Oh
returned
my
to him
golly
by Girelli.
gosh.
Genovese made at least four.
Where did
and
that guy come
possibly
from? A
5
crazy
new
guy with a gun
members
just
in the
showed
second
up.
half
That's
of the
messed up, dude.
1980s to replace
Where's
those who
this
were
guy?
aging or had died. The new guys were very active, in some cases well into the 1990s and beyond. Joey Naples,
Get
Lenny
outta here.
Strollo, Charles Porter, and Sonny Giancutti
Oh, what the-
rejuvenated the family. Henry Zebo Zatola has been variously described by different sources as either a made guy
Kill him.
or a powerful associate who was treated as a made man. Genovese
He's
had
not a
tried to
made
make
man,
new
he's a
members earlier,
soft
but
man.
New York's Genovese family did not allow him to open up the books in 1985, and he had to wait a year. Genovese's all-encompassing
what you
gambling
doing,
street
motherfucker?
tax,
Hey,
the
yo,
new
mofo, what
underboss's
you doing, dude?
arbitrarily enforced drug dealing tax, direct dealing in drugs, and the newly made members immediately resuscitated the underworld reputation of the Pittsburgh Cosa Nostra.
Get
The
it?
family was rich, powerful, and
Like
respected by the criminal element in the area again. Suddenly,
Stop
the
shooting
mob
me,
was
you
back.
bastard.
If you wanted to do illegal business in western Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio, and West Virginia, you better be ready to pay them. However, the aggressive moves of the
Alright,
early
let's
1980s,
get outta here.
as LaRocca's
For
star
real.
waned, caught the attention of law enforcement, and that attention would only
Frickhead
increase
enforcement,
as
dude.
Genovese's family delved ever deeper into the
They
drug
saw the
trade.
license plate. Oh, no.
The new
Hey, my license
regime.
plate was good. Oh, we're taking an alternate route.
The man who
Get
collected
out of the way!
various
Stop
streams
driving!
of
Stop
drug
walking on the
trafficking and
road!
Gambling revenue
egg.
and funneled it up to the boss was the
Stop
eventual
walking on the
underboss
road, you
and
egg.
right-hand man of Genovese, Charles Porter. Porter was the
Charles
driving
bastard.
force behind the mob's push into narcotics.
Come on,
and was
Pop
Genovese's
Blast.
choice
Oh,
to
shit, they're
take
behind
the
us.
family into the future.
How's I supposed to know
possibly
that?
Even as Genovese's eventual
Alright,
successor.
let's leg it.
Later in life, Porter would claim that Genovese actually hated drug dealing, but tolerated the trade because Porter made him a lot of money from it.
Loads
Porter's
of money.
claim means that, at the very least, Genovese was allowing his guys to be in the drug business, and turning a blind eye to where the cash Porter handed him came from.
Mate, as long as the
Porter
money's
was also
flowing
a
in,
close associate
that
of
means we
LaRocca,
win.
and appeared at the Allegheny Car Wash multiple times
The
near end of
Alligator
the old
Car
Don's
Wash?
life.
What sort of name is
However,
that?
it was Genovese who elevated him to the top of the mob hierarchy.
Oh no,
Porter
the
was
radio,
from Etna,
buddy.
on the high school rifle
Copyrighted
team, and
music
was in the
from
U.S. Army for a few
1942.
years, stationed in Germany.
It's over.
According to a Pittsburgh newspaper,
I think it will be fine.
Porter started his criminal life as a thug who committed strong arm robberies.
Whoa,
Porter
calm
was said
down,
to be the
dude.
type of guy who would pull a shotgun out at a card game
I
if he
ain't
thought he
speeding.
was being cheated, and once beat a man with a
I ain't
baseball
speeding, you
bat to
cop
collect
bastard.
on a sports bet. Porter
Oh,
was
get
also
out of my
a former
way.
mailman and a
Yeah,
drug
hacker.
trafficker, and was prone to getting into fights at bars. As a mafia associate, under
By listening to
Kelly
this
Manuel,
audiobook, you
he
get the
quickly
idea
gained
that
a
1/3 of the
reputation
mafia
being
was
an
snitch
earner
bitches.
and a tough guy who
Unfortunately,
also
it's
had
true.
the ability to
Especially
engage
Sammy
in
the
polite
Snake.
diplomacy with other gangsters. According
Sammy
to
the
government
Snake is
witnesses,
snitch bitch
Porter
number
also
one.
ran
And that's
mob-connected
a
dice
fact.
games in East Liberty clubs.
East
FBI
Liberty.
agents found him to
What is
be a
this,
gentleman
Grand
in
Theft
their
Auto?
presence. The 52-year-old Porter was inducted into the crime family fairly late in life in 1986 and was almost immediately promoted to underboss. He was not of full Italian blood. His Italian heritage came through his
He's
mother
a
and
half
his
caste.
half-Italian,
Oh, come on, that guy
half-Irish
cut me off
father,
completely.
which would have precluded him from
an
becoming
Irish
a member
frick.
in some other families. The Pittsburgh family was not as strict when it came to this rule, and more than a few talented associates with only
Drop by
partial
for a bit.
or
How you
even
doing,
no
Ghost?
Italian blood were treated
How you
like
doing,
members
Ghost,
by
good sir?
Genovese and Porter. According to former
we did it.
FBI agent Roger
Mission
Greenbank,
completed.
little Al Diarco, the former acting
did
boss of New
it.
York's Lucchese family, and the government witness, stated that's how they did things down there in the Pittsburgh family.
Hey, mission accomplished.
Diarco
How'd it
was
go?
related
Yeah,
to
piece of
Pittsburgh
cake.
member
Except
Joseph
the fact that the car
Sika
belonged
and
to
had
a
a
bunch of
close
movies,
friendship
so
with him
immediately tried
that
to kill me
involved
right after he
Diarco
left.
traveling to Pittsburgh
probably the
often.
You set me up, you
Diarco
bastard.
even claimed that the
Guys
Pittsburgh
like that, you don't
gangsters
have to
offered
worry
him an
about
ownership
them.
stake
They
in
just
their
hang on
hangout
the
at the
street,
Holiday House.
talk shit,
Diarco
steal
had
shit,
helped
and
Sika
smoke
while he
dope.
was on the
You
lam in
smoking
the
dope there, bud?
1970s,
See what we
and
got
Sika
here.
offered to make him into the Pittsburgh family.
No stains.
Diarco declined, but
There's
maintained
a couple
close
stains.
Get the money
ties.
for this. Probably
Diarco
stole it
also
himself.
stated he had been tasked
It's nice,
to reach
though.
out to Pittsburgh to
much
get a
did I say
bomb
I'd give
to
you for
carry
it
out a
again?
hit on John Gotti in
600.
retaliation for Gotti's
$600.
unsanctioned
I like
killing
your
of
buddy,
former
Joe.
Gambino
Here's
family
your
boss
400
Paul
bucks.
Castellano.
Stop by again, okay?
According to
We could do some more
Diarco,
business.
the New
You bet,
Yorkers
Mike.
were
I see
aware
you,
that the
Mike. I'll stop
Pittsburgh
by again
family
real
had
soon.
experienced
All
with
right,
explosives,
boys. I'll see
and
you
that
later.
Sika
Here's your 300
allegedly
bananas.
400
had
bucks,
something
that's
on
pretty
deck
good.
to help with Gotti's
Next
demise.
time, you're on
But the
your own.
request was
Right,
cancelled
thanks, Joe.
after a member of Gotti's
$300?
hierarchy was killed
All
instead,
right, let's go home.
and the matter was
I'm
dropped.
exhausted.
Let's go to Sandbed.
According to the FBI, Porter met with Genovese at L.A. Motors in
Epic
Verona,
license
Pennsylvania, almost
You love
every
it.
day in the late 1980s. Porter was said to sit on the right-hand side of the Don, and even represented Genovese at a meeting with another
Jenna's
boss.
frickin'
In September
idiot
1986, Porter
That's a
and
railway. I
made
thought that was a
member
road.
Louis Volpe met with infamous Philadelphia
Not quite
family
what I wanted.
godfather Nicodemo Scarfo
It's
and his underboss Phil Leonetti at the Gambit's Lounge inside a Marriott hotel in Monroeville. The issue that precipitated the meeting
The mob
was
uses
created
all
by
the old
street
trucking
tax the
companies,
Pittsburgh
junkyards,
family
and
had
garbage
started to
disposals,
collect on all
casinos.
bookmakers on their
There
turf.
you go.
The family had attempted
Mafia
to squeeze
reviewed.
Joseph Nestico of Clareton, Scarfo's brother-in-law.
Chauncey
for a
knows
piece of
because
his
he's
action,
a
and
made
Nestico
man.
had complained to Scarfo.
It's
According
true.
to Leonetti, Porter bragged at the meeting
Leonetti,
that he
more like
handled many
smelly
things for Genovese,
Nettie.
which included shaking
Got
down
him.
drug dealers and illegal gambling operators.
Shake him down,
This
you
incident
bastard.
also shows how secretive Genovese was, since he did not even come out to meet a fellow
We should
Don
take the
who had
highway,
traveled
Vito.
to his territory
My
for
way
an
or the
important
highway.
meeting.
Buddy,
According to former FBI agent Roger Greenbank, the Pittsburgh
Right, you pulled
FBI
off that
followed
job without
Porter
fucking
at
it
7
up.
a.m.
Nice
the day
going.
after the
Yeah, but I
Scarfo
almost got my
meeting,
ass
as he
kicked.
met
And
Genovese
ripped
in a
through the road just
hardware
to
store
die in
parking
Sand
lot
Island.
off Business
Hey,
Route
that's all
22,
part of the
where
deal,
they
pal.
walked and
Take
part
talked.
of
it
the
or
plan,
leave it.
buddy. Follow the plan.
Genovese's
ain't like
caution
you're
when it came
qualified
to
for anything
Scarfo
else.
was rewarded,
I
since
guess
shortly
you're right.
after the
Don't
meeting,
worry about
Scarfo's
it.
regime
It's
in
all gonna be a
Philadelphia
piece of
imploded, and Leonetti eventually became a government witness.
Holy crap.
Porter also
Oh, what a
handled
drift.
inter-family
What's the story
payments
with
and
Bruce?
Oh,
business.
shit.
Mike's a good
In
guy.
Oh, what a
1987,
drift, mate.
A little
right after
grouchy.
the death of
What a
Porter,
drift.
Always got a
Porter
scam
met a
going.
Pittsburgh
That's why I'm the
ethnic
drift king. What do you
Chinese
think about
gambler
that?
in Florida
Spent some time
to collect
inside
a
a
few
while
$1,000s
I
from
heard
a
he used to
Chinese
stick up
gambling
gas
syndicate
stations back
that
in
had
the day.
branches
You
in
gonna make him pay the
Chicago,
cleaning bill
New
for your
York,
jacket?
and
Nah,
Step on
I'll
the
let
gas,
that one
buddy.
slide.
Soroka and
I do a lot
Decorah
of business
had
with the
assisted
guy.
with a
Plus,
dispute
he's got
the Chinese had with the Chicago Mafia family that had caused their gambling establishment to be shut down.
beat the
Porter
shit out of him
informed the
till he went
Chinese
blind doing
gambling
one eye.
figure that Porter
That's
had
tough.
taken over Pecora's duties as underboss.
Sounds like kind of a scumbag.
Hey,
The
you
man
just
right
got an
under
out-of-hand
Porter
for this,
and
people.
named as a
That
lieutenant
Mike's
of
a
the crime
pussy.
Let's
family.
get outta
Someone
here.
to sit on the left
Shit
side of
bags.
Is there a
Genovese
safe place to
was
park around
Louis
here?
Rauchi.
I don't want to leave this thing out in the
Rauchi
street.
and Porter both
Yeah,
met
that's why
with
you're parking
Genovese
your
on a
car
daily
next to mine in
basis
the
in the
garage.
1980s.
The streets
Yo,
are
let's
Rauchi
go.
was
full of
also
criminals
in
these
charge
days.
of the gambling
The
and
mob-
drug trafficking
Sanitation.
operations
They
of the
call
family.
them magicians because
Rauchi
they
made it
make
into the
people
papers in the
disappear.
1950s as a
Chauncey's gonna
participant
make
in a
people
dispute over the
disappear,
numbers
it's
business in
true.
East Liberty. He allegedly bombed two
Press E
rival
to park in the
establishments
garage.
and
Yeah,
was
sure.
described as a gunman and a safecracker.
Let's go to Joe
Rauchi had even
Biden's
gotten
apartment.
into an hour-long shootout
It's
with the
Jova,
police
buddy.
that saw
It's
him
Jova.
and an accomplice rousted out of their hideout with tear gas in 1953.
Hello, good sir.
Rauchi also reportedly stole
Jova.
$41,000 from a bank messenger and kidnapped both the messenger and the police escort before getting away with the money in 1959.
All right, where do we go?
Rauchi was
Whoa, what
also
the-
implicated in a 1970s
Where's his
baby
apartment?
selling scam in which he and another man and woman allegedly sold babies to desperate would-be parents for thousands of dollars.
Wow.
However, they didn't deliver
Oh,
the
we gotta go
babies,
upstairs.
so
Now
the
I
scheme was
remember.
actually just an
3-4, is
exercise in
it true
fraud
you
rather
DM'd
than
minors
actual
on
baby
Twitter?
trafficking.
It's not true.
Until
You're
1987,
trying
when
to
he died,
slander me,
the aforementioned
you bastard.
Joseph Pecora was the official underboss.
Oh, mate, let's go.
However, the real
Let's
powerhouses
make
in Genovese's
ourselves a
family,
sandwich,
the true
you
lieutenants of
bastard.
Genovese, were always Rauchi and Porter, with
I
Pecora's
need
title
some
a sign of the respect
frickin'
given to the
food,
trusted,
man.
long-time
I
advisor,
need
despite his
solid
limited duties in the
food. I'm gonna
mid-1980s.
have a sandwich.
Pecora still
yeah.
collected various revenue streams for Genovese
I
before he
need
died, when
solid
Porter took over that
food.
responsibility.
I need
Secretive Eastern Ohio
sustenance.
resident Charles Imbergia was reportedly the
The
quiet
Treeford and
consigliere
Manicat
of the
pipeline.
family
That's
after
false.
Joe Sika stepped down.
That's false.
Imbergia is mentioned as being loosely involved with a bingo
Hello, good
and
sir.
strip ticket
Wait, what
skimming
was the mission?
operation, and the Pennsylvania Crime Commission described
just
him as a
leave?
top
I'm outta
associate
here.
of Michael Genovese in 1990. Holding court.
Wait, where are we meant to be going?
Genovese changed the mob's
Let's have a
headquarters
beer.
from LaRocca's low-key Allegheny
Let's have a
car
drink,
wash
buddy.
to the flashier nightclub and hotel
Oh, man,
named
he's
the
sculling
Holiday
that.
House. Genovese,
Sculled it,
Porter,
dude.
and Rauchi held court in the Holiday House
Now
in the
what do we do?
1980s until the place closed
Crash
and
on the
burned
couch to
down
get
in
some sleep.
1988.
Time for a nap.
The Holiday House was a Monroeville
Can I nap
landmark
on the couch
and had
or
some
what?
of the best acts in town. Big
Where's the nap?
stars and bands
What?
like Frank Sinatra, Frankie
sleeping on the couch
Avalon,
in the kitchen.
Tony Bennett,
Why
Milton
is the couch in the
Berle,
kitchen?
and the
I have
Temptations
no fucking
played
idea.
at the
Why don't we sleep on that
900-seat
couch?
theater.
Why are we going to sleep on the
According
smelly
to court
kitchen
testimony,
couch?
Genovese,
That's messed
Porter,
up.
and Rauchi talked with dozens of associates.
You love
and
eating
sometimes accepted
liposuction
packages from them
fat.
while
What
sitting
the
at
heck?
a table in the club.
Enemy of the
Conversations were always
state.
whispered, according to
The
law enforcement,
state
and it was
of
difficult
the
to hear what was
frickin'
being
sector.
discussed. The FBI asserted that Genovese and his associates ran gambling, narcotics trafficking, and loan sharking operations
gambling there,
from their
dude?
table at the Holiday House, although
Hey,
the
yo, where the
FBI was
phone at?
never able to prove conclusively that the mobsters had an ownership stake in the place itself. According
you
to a
calling
former
me?
FBI
Vito
agent,
speaking.
the mobsters also
Vito, why
took their
didn't you
girlfriends
come
there
home
for
last
dates
night?
and were
I was
suspected of
worried
using the
sick.
hotel rooms often for meetings,
I didn't know you had
exchanging
Joe's number.
stolen property, committing
And
potential
whose
sex
phone is
crimes,
this?
and
So have
making
you
drug
spoken
deals.
to Mr. Papalardo?
In October
Does he have a
1981,
job?
Yeah, he told
Porter
me to
married
come by
his
and see him
wife at
today.
the Holiday House.
Hopefully he's got some work for me.
Genovese's
Okay,
next
Vito.
move
The
was to
red
take a page
bags
from
from the
LaRocca's
blue.
book.
Bye, Mama.
It's
He
true.
transferred to a low-key headquarters after the
It's
closing
true.
of the Holiday House.
You get to the South
And after
Port
his
Docks.
family
What
had
is
been
this, South
hit
Park?
with more than a few drug-related
Change your
prosecutions
clothes.
that involved some of the Borgata's associates.
Whoa, this game has
According
a mirror.
to FBI
Amazing.
files,
How do I
Genovese
change my
owned a
clothes?
gas station directly across from a small
my clothes,
restaurant
dude?
in Verona, Pennsylvania,
Oh, it's right here.
a suburb of Pittsburgh,
All right, press
which
1
he
in
turned
chat
into a
if I should
one-story
wear the weather
used car
jacket.
lot called L.A. Motors.
Press 2.
The
No, that
L.A.
one sucks.
stood for Larimer
Press 2
Avenue,
for the suit.
a
1 for the
reference
leather
to
jacket,
Genovese's
2 for the
old
suit.
Italian neighborhood in the
Up
city.
to you.
The lot was upgraded
Never
at
found
great
dead body or
expense to
human
the Pittsburgh
parts.
family, and it was
What the hell
obvious
sort of
this
question's
would be
that?
Genovese's permanent space.
No.
Genovese stayed at L.A. Motors daily for a full 8-hour workday.
That's
from
what
9
people get to
a.m.
keep their
to
missing
5
body
p.m.
parts.
in
I
his
want my
office that
parts
faced the car lot
back.
from Monday to
Press
Saturday.
1 for the leather
He met with
jacket,
people
2
in his
for the
office
suit.
or at the restaurant across
It's
the
up
street.
to you.
He started to
you
meet with
bastard.
Rauchi and Porter again at his new place on a daily basis, just as he had at the Holiday
2.
House. According to the FBI, Genovese was very
tsunami
hard
of
to surveil
twos.
at this location due to
It's
a
a
large number
tsunami
of
of
his
twos.
associates
Let's
being in
go.
the area at all times. Nonetheless, the Pittsburgh office of the
SMP's as a
FBI
secret.
installed a poll camera
Oh,
and was
no.
eventually able
He's
to
hiding
bug the
dead bodies in
location's
his
interior.
fridge.
Unfortunately
It's
for
tough.
the FBI, Genovese had a habit of
It's
asking
tough,
his
dude.
associates to take
What's
a
this
walk
person up to?
when the conversation started to get
Hi there.
interesting.
What are you
matter?
doing?
The
you
FBI
bastard?
attempted to
Mind your
record the
beeswax,
conversations
kid.
outside, but these were drowned out by
Friends
traffic
are
noise,
welcome.
and only
Stay
partial
blessed,
walk and
not
talks were
stressed.
recorded from a tree that Genovese often
From
stopped
the
at
tree
while speaking.
fall.
Genovese was recorded speaking to mob members.
You found a
inside the
finger on a
Carlott's
trucker
office,
girl.
but the
Was it your
conversations
finger?
were not enough to indict him.
How do I get out of here?
According to the Pennsylvania Crime Commission,
Hey, get outta
Genovese moved his
here.
headquarters after 1990, one more
Where's the
time
garage?
before his death,
Oh, no, I
to
went out the
tiny
wrong
Verona
door.
auto sales on the same street as the old L.A.
Where's
Motors.
the garage,
Genovese
dude?
and his men also had a hunting camp owned by Jojo Pecora
Where's the garage?
in Tionesta, Pennsylvania, called Charlie's
Where do I go?
Roost, where the guys would stay and hunt deer for a few weeks each
Where's
year.
the garage, you
This
bloody
hunting
bastard?
camp also hosted some meetings with mobsters from out of town. Genovese, Porter, and Rauchi would lead the Pittsburgh crime family
Well,
into
this
the
guy's wearing a
promise-filled
frickin'
1980s.
Russian hat.
However,
That's messed up.
despite their successes and profits,
Everyone
over
in
the next few
Australia's seen
years,
a dead abo
there were
or two.
already ominous
What the
signs
heck?
of where the family's recent commitment to drugs
I was
and
asking
street
Clancy, he
taxes,
cleaned medical
led by
waste.
Porter, would eventually take
He
them.
cleaned these nuts.
Pennsylvania state
Got
and federal
him.
authorities were already on the hunt
Alright,
for the
press
drug
1
dealers,
if we should drive to
suppliers,
Jefferson.
and bookmakers
Press
who were
2 for the
feeding
taxi.
Genovese's alleged
Whoa, a
empire of
drifter!
vice in the
Press
tri-state
tree for the
area.
drifter. Wow. Okay, so tree for the
2.
drifter, 2 for the
Bloody
taxi,
Altoona.
a 1 for the Jefferson.
I'm the boss.
I think I'm the drift
Jack
king, buddy,
Varela.
so I think I should
Cut
drive
his
the
fingers
drifter.
off. Alleged
What do you think about
statement
that?
of John Varela.
Is that it? Is that
Vincent
car even like
Caracciolo.
period accurate?
The murder of John Clark.
They sleep on the road. Sometimes you see
John
body
Clark
parts
was a
rotting in the bushes.
57-year-old
What the heck?
Altoona, Pennsylvania drug
Ghost
dealer,
always finds these
Salvation
niche
Army
people.
employee, and
Ghost, let's
Pittsburgh
go.
mob associate. Clark was angry
Chauncey
that
is the
58-year-old
Shaggy-
John Jack Varela,
Shaggy, this is
a made
Chauncey.
member
This is
of
Shaggy's
Pittsburgh's
opponent,
Cosa Nostra,
Mr. Batman.
and leader
He's
of a
been muting
small
us on
crew of associates
VCs.
in Altoona,
He's a
had cut him
frickin'
out of the
idiot,
drug business
dude.
in 1978.
I've seen a homeless
Clark
gluehead
tried
die.
to compete with Varela and
Hit
distributed
his head on the curb,
Quaaludes,
passing out.
Dilaudid, and
It's
Percodan
tough.
in Altoona
Alright, what is
and
this video
Pittsburgh,
that goes through?
despite being
What is this
told
video?
not to do so.
What is this? What is this video, dude? What is this?
Jesus died for your sins, just like he did for mine.
What the heck?
But you know what? The only difference.
What the heck is this? This was sent by Ghost of Piccolo. Oh, shit.
Want you to depart? Come on, I'll preach to you for a little bit. Come on now. You know you want me to preach to you. Come on, pull off to the side there. Sit down. I'll preach to you. Come on now.
Come on, dude. This guy's been on the Maker's Mark.
Come on now, boys and girls.
Brian Dunn brought him around, and he's well known in politics circles.
You know why?
Mr.
You know
Batman.
that God loves you.
Mr. Frick
Because
Man.
he sent somebody like me
He's so fucking drunk.
who does not give a crap.
We debated him on
There's a
Press
hole there, that hurt my
It's
knee.
true.
Anyway, who does not give a crap
Does not give
about
a
what you
frick.
think about me. And I don't care either. Because I love you enough to tell you the truth.
It's true.
That God wants none to perish. None.
That's
And
pretty
that's
based.
exactly what I want. Unfortunately, you, Mr. Hines, and your
Mr.
family.
Frick.
Sir, do you know that 85% of your family will follow what you do?
It's tough.
Mr. Hines, I hope you post
Talk about like the
this
Heinz
on
tomato
the internet.
sauce.
I hope you post that I'm wearing my ZZs because I'm one weird, crazy Christian.
Wearing a what?
And you know what? I really, really hope you do because that's
Post it, you bastard.
what I want.
How
I
much have
want
you had?
everybody like you.
How much
to
have you
know
had
that
to drink, Jim?
Jesus loves you. That Jesus died for your
Christ
sins,
is king.
just like he did for mine.
Are you
But
okay,
you know what?
Jim?
The only difference is You don't understand that there's a change involved.
I think you need
There is a change involved in you, and you don't understand that. Yes, have I had a glass of wine? Oh, I'm done saying this.
I think he's had a bottle of Maker's Mark, not a glass of wine.
It's the end of Sabbath. My wife and I had communion tonight.
A lot more than a glass of wine.
I'm going to tell you right now.
You've had a lot more than a glass of wine.
Oh, really? Come on, tell me.
He's got his tassels.
What is truth and how do you know it?
Because you're slurring and stumbling, Jim.
You fell
almost
Daddy Jim.
I've had a mental problem. Not a mental problem.
Wait, do they just dox like Jim, a.k.a. Mr. Medica, a.k.a. Daddy Jim, a.k.a. Jim O'Hogany, or whatever the heck his name is? They just doxed Mr. Medica. Mr. Medica doxed again.
But I actually had a, what's it called?
Nah, pause it. This guy's leaving his house. Mr. Medica doesn't have the balls to do that, because he's a frickin' cuck.
An alcohol problem?
No, not actually. I used to have that.
You
But
just
no, I
still
had a,
still
I had a
do.
physical problem where I was
Tree
in
Master
intensive
Bob
care for 6
exposed tree
days
for. What the heck?
because of black mold affecting me. So again, that doesn't matter.
Wait, black mold? Wait, what the heck? See, what the heck? Is this like Cog's American Grandpa? He's been living in apartments with black mold? And is he also Jim Medica's like spiritual successor? What the heck?
You know what? Even if I was drunker than a monkey, what difference does that make to the truth of morality?
It's a sin.
The truth of reality, the truth that God loves you and God wants you to repent. And there's a car coming pretty soon. And I don't want you to leave without you knowing one thing, and one thing for sure.
Is being
the only reason that I do what I do, the only reason, I'm not touching your vehicle, I'm trying to stay balanced.
You're gonna fall.
Oh yes, I am. I'm old and I'm very unbalanced, but I will tell you this.
I'm just worried about you.
Thank you. Why would you be worried about me?
Because you have
No. Wait a minute. Excuse me.
He's 100% sober.
Okay, will you answer me one question?
No. Will you answer me one question?
Yes.
Why would you be worried about me?
You're worried, buddy.
Worldview that is nothing but matter and motion.
What do you mean?
Why would you
don't
worry
know my
about a piece of matter over here that's in motion?
You don't know my worldview.
Really? What is your worldview? Do you believe in God? I'm sorry, do you believe in God?
Answer my question.
No,
first.
do you believe in God?
Do you believe being a drunkard is a sin?
Do you believe in God?
I believe
Do I
you're
believe
gay.
in God?
Do you believe
Got
that
him.
there is a God who will judge you? I'm sorry, there's a car coming.
I don't believe in the same God that you believe in.
I will not block the road.
Repent
Thank you very much.
for being so drunk. Love
What a
you.
king.
No, you don't, because if you did, you would say.
What a king, buddy. Truth revealed. Christian humbled tree for. What the heck? That's not true. It's not true, you bastard. That's false. Wait, Tree Master Bob sent a video now. What is this?
Is there anybody else in the room?
What the heck?
Well, interdimensionally, you can't tangibly see.
Mate, Jowdy's arrest. Jowdy doxed again! We had Jim Medica, Mahogany, doxed? Now we got Jowdophilia, doxed? What the heck? Ralph Mails won!
Yeah, those are trolls. They're following me from the internet. Do not report this.
I think they're gonna record it.
Oh my
It's
God,
real.
what is this?
It's real, buddy. What do you think about that? It's real.
Christian Sanchu, your goddess blue hearts.
Can't believe they showed Jowdy's arrest. It's tough.
What? They're everywhere. I don't.
They're everywhere, dog.
We're surrounded.
What began as a routine
What a
arrest
gay
on
cop.
August 1st,
He sounds like a
2021 in Henrico, Virginia, quickly spiraled into a surprising spectacle in the parking lot of a Regency Inn hotel. The focus of the unexpected attention was internet personality known as Chris Chan.
Chris Frick.
This never-before-seen footage was obtained and first released by goooooo.
I thought the Ralph Mail got the footage. I thought Ethan Ralph got the footage, dude, and they're saying this goooooo bastard got the footage. It's not true. Ralph got the footage, ya bastard. Ethan Ralph got it, ya frick.
and reveals a behind-the-scenes look at the day that took thousands of online observers by storm.
What the heck is going on?
Let her out,
It's the
dude.
most wild call for service I've ever been on.
It's wild, dude. You arrested someone and there was some people watching. Totally wild.
Officers with the Henrico County Police Department cautiously approach the second-floor hotel room. They prepare themselves in case a possible altercation waits for them behind the door.
She's right here.
Altercation.
No, gotta unlock it. Hello.
Hello,
Yes.
good sir.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Christine Chandler.
Okay, can you come out for a second?
What's the situation?
What's that? You got a warrant for your arrest, all right?
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yep.
Okay.
You're not gonna stop.
Okay, Gold.
You're not gonna do that. Do not fight. You will get tased.
Okay.
Tase
well,
him.
listen, I will comply, but I'd like to clear up my. I'd like to come back with my.
Tase him, you bastard.
Yeah, we'll get all straight.
This is the guys whose children don't talk to him and complain on Reddit about it all day. Wait, who are you talking about? You're talking about Destiny.
My van, and I'd like to put my shoes on, please.
Yeah, sure, of course. We'll get there.
Okay.
Get your
I can slip into my shoes. Majesty Chriselle Savannah.
While these words may seem insignificant to the officers, they carry a profound significance for Chris, which will be explained
Wearing your shoes,
later.
buddy. Killstream,
You're detained right now, so I can confirm the warrants, okay?
Okay,
Just hang tight.
The officers have received reports of some very disturbing
poor mum,
allegations
it's
against
tough.
Chris.
I
But
can't believe
nothing
Euros
prepares them
convinced
for the
Chris Chan
events
to
that
do his
are
mum.
about to unfold.
Euros, no!
I will sit down.
Okay. Where are your shoes? Right here?
Euros, no! Euros was the one that convinced Chris Chan to tune out. What the?
Well, interdimensionally, you can't tangibly see them.
Let her go! What the heck?
Universe, no.
You're lucky she didn't let Chris Chan use the full powers. They would have been
I am
friends.
complying. And that's my son, that's my son Keys over there.
Your keys to your car?
Keys to the van and
It's Euros'
my wallet's in
doppelganger.
my
It's
bag
true.
over there, the brown bag.
What, this bag?
Yes.
Can I look in it?
And you grab something. Oh, that's one of my rings.
BBP's
I know.
liver
Can I look through-
talents
can I get your
GF
bag out of
arrest. Oh no.
I have nothing to hide. Go ahead and look through everything that's in the room.
Go ahead and look at everything that's in the room.
Go ahead. You have.
Got nothing
you have
to
my
hide,
permission.
dude.
Okay.
Just slip them on. They're gonna give you flip flops when you get down to the jail.
You wearing your flippies,
Okay,
buddy?
well, I identify as female, and I would appreciate if I was respected as such. It even says so on my driver's license, female.
Wow, dude. It says it on the driver's
Just
license,
making
dude.
sure.
As one officer searches through Chris's belongings, he quickly makes an interesting discovery.
Where's your wallet?
Discovered these nuts!
Don't come
Got
over
him.
here.
It's the duct tape. The duct tape wallet.
Okay.
What the hell? What's a duct tape wallet?
Here it is.
What is that?
Yeah.
Why would you have a duct tape wallet? What does it mean? Ava Tyson is trash. Who the hell's Ava Tyson? I think you mean Chris Tyson, dude.
Okay.
Alright, let's grab a seat.
Okay.
Okay, dude.
Mm.
No, grab a
When
seat.
are they gonna release the Ricada arrest?
You want all this to go with you? Like your wallet? Or you just want your ID
Brucey
to go
loves
with you
Chris
and your
Chan.
cell phone?
He's in love with her. Oh no.
Yeah, my wallet and my cell phone is
Can anyone
over
explain
there
the
in front of
duct tape
tarot
wallet?
deck
What's
box.
going on there? Why'd
I
you
got
make
a cell
a wallet
phone
out
right
of
here.
duct tape?
Oh, that's my
Doesn't make any
secondary
sense.
phone.
That's your secondary phone?
Secondary phone.
Two phones.
Oh
One for the
no.
phones and one for my home. I got two phones.
You bought the
One for
Chris
boys,
Chan
one for my
coins.
friends. You think I need
What,
two
did you buy the
phones?
Chris Chan coins off Josh Moon? Oh no.
Yeah, Kevin Gates.
There you go.
Yeah.
He changed his name.
Nah, that's just a,
It's
that's a popular
Ava
one.
now.
These are fine, gentlemen.
It's not
Suddenly,
true,
a keen-eyed
buddy.
officer spots something happening outside, which sets him on edge.
Are you waiting for someone to come to your room or something?
Christmas Chandler.
I was only waiting for the deputy that I talked with earlier today from the sheriff's office in Ruckersville.
Okay.
Wow, dude.
Alright. You're not waiting for like anybody else though? Any friends or anything?
I have. No.
What's up with this cop? What do you call this type? What is going on with this cop's face? He literally looks like he's a balloon. How do you have a face with the same shape as a literal balloon? How does that happen?
The only reason I'm asking you is because there's a car up there and there's two gentlemen staring at us.
How does that happen, dude?
Yeah. I didn't know if you were waiting for someone.
He's got a face like Mr. Popo other than being black off Dragon Ball Z. His face is literally completely round. How does that happen?
To come over or whatever.
Yeah, see? I stand up. I just want to look out.
The duct tape wallet is a thing in the US. They used to teach you how to make them in Scouts. Corn syrup face. Mate, this is a man that's been drinking soy sauce and consuming the corn syrup. How do you end up looking like this? His face is literally like... Look at those cheeks. How do you get cheeks that bloated? Balloon Man! His superpower is his face turns into a balloon. That's why he became a Virginia County Sheriff.
Sure.
I was not waiting for anybody. I was not waiting.
They're standing up there by the gas station.
Literal soy face.
That's curious.
I'm just
curious, dude.
I don't want anyone rolling up on me.
While Chris doesn't recognize the strangers gathering to watch them from a distance,
it's the Ralph
there may be a
Mail.
reason for their unnerving presence.
Okay, well, I would say question them because I am famous and infamous on the internet. So
I think infamous is more like it.
Cool. I'm recording you as well.
Well, that's.
Furus made this happen.
Not readily accepting Chris's explanation, the officers try to work out their own alternate explanation for the curious spectators.
Yeah, they still are.
There is nothing illegal in the room and nothing illegal in the garage. Please feel
They're pointing out the Ralph Mail. It's the Ralph Mail. Let's go.
free. I have nothing.
It's got a very military style haircut. I wonder if it's green.
Wait, what? They think Ralph Mail. They think the Ralph Mail's in the military. Imagine seeing a 5'1" man that weighs 260 pounds, like acne-scarred face, gunt the size of a small planet, and going, "Wow, this dude's in the military, dude." Well, I guess it's the American military, so maybe that checks out.
Baby blue Yaris.
Military, mate. The Ralph Mail military driving the baby blue Yaris. There you go.
Hey, it's good.
That would be something, Green County.
I mean, I know there's a lot of agencies that use rentals for surveillance. I mean, like, staring.
Wait, what the? Did these guys just expose Ralph as being an actual Fed? Oh no. Oh no. They're saying the Ralph Mail is a part of the agencies? What the heck?
Yeah, I know. That's why
We made a deliberate move not naming Ralph. Snakes.
all the time. Still,
Yeah, well, Ralph was the one that got the footage, I'm pretty sure.
They shrug it
Ralph
off
Mail
for
got
now, but it will soon become apparent that these observers have surprising intentions that none of the officers could have predicted.
So you talked to the Green County Sheriff's Office today?
Yes.
Look at all these soy-faced bitches, like, in cop uniforms.
Did they call you or
How
did
does
you
this
reach out to
happen?
them?
I reached out to them. I wanted to make sure my dog and
Literally, Chris Chan has less of a round face than these, like, soy-faced police officers.
cats back at home were safe and taken care of.
I guess, so the warrant itself is not a surprise. You know there was an investigation, all that.
Yes,
Okay,
there was
got
an
it.
investigation. Yes, I am
Okay.
aware of the situation.
Okay. Did they say that they were coming to Richmond?
Yes, they said they
Mate,
were coming
Richmond,
to Richmond.
north of Richmond. It's
And,
true.
My vehicle, in case it wasn't obvious, is the blue Dodge Caravan out there.
Yeah.
Its license plate says Sanchi on it.
Magichan Sonichu, a blend of the characters Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog,
What
is
the?
a character from Chris's hand-drawn graphic novel series.
Chris
Sonichu
Chan.
may be more than just a drawing, however, as you'll soon hear from Chris how this character blurs the line between fiction and reality.
So just so you're aware, right now we're just confirming the warrant through Greene County, okay?
Let's
That's why I
confirm the
saved it
warrant,
in once
Lord.
they say that the
Okay,
paper,
copy, look out.
once they say the paper's in hand, the actual arrest warrant, then you're
Sonic
gonna get arrest.
Boo! It's not Boo!
Okay. Well, you didn't at first, but I'm glad you did.
None of these officers could have predicted. They could have just listened to Christine. Well, or they could have just, like, I don't know, done 5 seconds of research. There you go. Ralph is the
Yeah,
deep state.
That was kind of the
These
point a little bit.
soy-faced cops
Meanwhile, the
exposed him as a
evolving
federal
situation
agent. Look at this guy. He's literally got the same face as Boss Baby. Let's do a little bit of analysis. Boss Baby. Let's resize. No difference. Literally no difference. He's literally got the same... He's got the same face as Boss Baby. Oh no. How does this happen? How do you let this happen to your police officers, dude? It's the same! Except he's got like a soy, like... He's got like the shittiest mustache ever. It's the same, dude.
Outside still
Anyways,
has
let's
the
continue.
officers on high alert.
Yeah.
Fuck, how does this person become a cop? He looks like a literal fucking spaz. How does this happen?
No, because I can't tell if they're just recording or...
Tree
I wish I could
4
read the
has
tag.
pictures of minors. It's not true, buddy.
Stare back at them.
I need a moment.
Okay.
3 4's a prick. Well, you're a frick. Got him.
Pardon my flatulence.
Pardon your flatulence.
So do you want to take your necklaces off and stuff like that, or?
Do not take the necklace, dude.
You're gonna take them off when you get. Yeah, you gotta take them off when you get to the jail.
Okay, but the
Since they're not, the only thing they will allow are like crosses for like religion.
Okay, well, if I may speak, the statue-shaped medallion, the big yellow thing at the bottom there, that is my cross.
The Eurus the Christian
So-
pipeline
I
is
don't know if
real.
they'll allow
It's literally
that
the same
one.
person, dude.
It's and it protects me greatly. So that I will.
Isn't
I
Chris
will
Chan
take
in
off
his
the other two,
50s?
but
Is the
I
future
really,
king
really
of...
need the medallion.
Is this the future king of
Well,
the
I'm just
Sector
letting you know that
3-4?
when you get down to the jail,
That's the OG king of the Smector. If it wasn't for Chris Chan, none of this would exist.
you go to jail, once the warrants are
You're done.
confirmed, that you may not
You're
be
in
able
jail, dude.
to keep it. Okay. Just letting you know.
All right, but that is my cross.
Okay.
Let that go on the record. The statue medallion.
Yeah, Officer Christian will tell him.
Back
Officer
outside,
Christian.
the situation
What
appears
the?
to be escalating, and
It's escalating.
officers are caught
It's escalating. Ralph Email's literally standing around. It's escalating, dude.
in a dilemma about how to handle it.
How do we deal with a fat man that's 5'1" recording us? How do we handle that, dude?
You gotta go up there and see what they're doing. Like, it's not as a fourth person.
4 people? Shit! How are 5 soy-faced cops meant to deal with 4 people?
I mean, I want to go address them, but at the same time, they can kind of do that, but they're not upset.
Well, there's 4 people, like, standing around with phones recording things? How could this happen?
I'm just throw the pots. You know what I mean? We just need to. We can just go about our day. My heart's telling me to because I want to. But at the end of the day,
4 retards on the roof equals escalating.
wants to, but
Yeah, what, like,
Sassy Nick
I
wants
know
to,
these
but
are like
Officer Nick
retarded
does not.
soy... Officer... Wait, what? Officer Nick Recader? Sassy Nick. Sassy Nick Recader. Nick revealed.
Sassy Nick wants to, but said Sassy Nick wants to, but Officer Nick does not.
right.
Mate, Nick Recader revealed.
Oh,
The Nick connection's real!
Can I help you?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I know.
They're thinking about open fire on like the
Chris
Ralph
takes
Mail.
this moment to
holding
deliver
his
a
cell
puzzling
phone.
warning to the officers.
It's
If any of y'all has
5:30!
been feeling a punch-like sensation on your leg, that is my husband, Magic Chan Sonichu, right on the opposite side of the universe field.
First and
Punching
Fourth
you all,
Amendments. I know.
Just a gentle punch. Let you know he is here.
Okay.
It's
I
real.
feel like he punched you first.
Yeah, so I didn't.
Sassy
but, you know.
Punch my hubby.
Yeah. Hey, you good?
With the arrest warrant finally confirmed, the officers are ready to move Chris to the waiting police cruiser. What should have been a simple task quickly takes a shocking turn, and things
Sassy Nick, that's
escalate
what
in
he's
a way
wearing,
they
hot pants.
clearly
Oh,
didn't
no.
expect.
But they didn't expect it, dude. They didn't expect it, even though, like, Chris Chan told them for the last, like, 10 minutes.
You
ready? You good?
I can't breathe.
Okay.
Let's hold on out.
Alright. May I have my earpiece tucked behind my ear, just please?
Get indoors.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Very well.
All right. Head on that this way.
I'm gonna stay recording while we get to the vehicles in case these people address us.
Okay.
How dare they address us?
I do not know those people, and I... Yeah, those are trolls. They're following me from the internet. Do not report them.
I think it's being recorded. Christian! Ralph Amales won!
Oh my god, what is this?
Why does this cop sound like a fag?
What's up, man?
What the heck?
What is happening right now?
This is gonna be trending on the internet.
George Floyd
They're gonna
Ethan.
post this online.
It's true.
Though this prediction comes close, the footage will go even more viral than Chris imagines.
It's viral, dude.
Appreciate it. I wasn't convinced that there's no like internet fans, but
What the fuck's going on? Is this guy having like an autism fit? Look at his hand.
confirms it.
There you go.
What the fuck? What is this guy doing? He's having like a seizure.
Google Chris
What the fuck? Is this guy like tweaking?
Chan or Sonic.
Is this cop been smoking meth?
Oh, look at that.
Oh no, he calmed down. He finished his autism fit.
Good, I just saw you.
Sup, third floor. How you doing, Knight? We're watching the Chris Chan arrest.
Yeah.
I am complying. I am good like this.
Comply!
And
Fearful guy. What? The fearful of Chris Chan and the Ralph Mail? Average American cop nerve. At least he was spazzing out, not like shooting people, opening fire.
And my side shoes and those shoes and everybody.
The special cops arrest Chris Chan.
Let's not talk to them, okay?
Do not talk to them. Based Ralph Mail just ignoring him.
Let's not talk to them.
Ralph, keep going, Chris Chan.
It's stressful, but I've taken it one moment at a time, and
One step at a time.
I got my loves.
While Chris maintains
Chris
a positive
won.
attitude in the face of uncertainty, the
No,
officers
they didn't.
can't
They
help
went to
but
jail
be
for 2
increasingly
years. They
amused
didn't
by
really
the
win.
attention and the seemingly growing crowd.
Look, he's literally spazzing out again.
What? They're everywhere. I don't mean that. We're surrounded.
We're surrounded by 4 people. How could this happen?
I'm searching you, not Kristen.
1,000 viewers!
Offering you the option.
Shit, they got 1,000 viewers? How dare we?
It's the most wild call for...
Are all these cops like straight out of the frickin' like police school, police academy? Are they from the movie Police Academy? How are all these cops like literally retarded? You have some that look like they've got Down syndrome. You got the guy spazzing out with his set of keys. You got this guy going, shit, there's 4 people. There's literally 4 people looking at us, talking to us, and recording us. It's escalating quickly. Complete spazzes. What is going on here? Who runs this police department?
Service I've ever been on. Do you have anything else on you?
I have nothing else on me.
They're going to scan you into jail, and if there's anything on you, you'll hold it back.
I understand.
A little nugget of weed is felony.
I have no weed. I have no drugs I'm consuming on me. Like I said, frisk me. There you go. That felt good.
What the? Alpha males won.
It's happening now. We're on the very last thread. It's happening right now.
Why are you yelling?
It's real.
We're living it. The mental merge, baby. If Batman is your hero, you're gonna.
Wait, what? Is this a callback? If Batman's your hero. Hold up. Hold up. Oh wait, where was it? Hold up. Hold up. What the heck? The dimensional merge is real. It's real. It's real, dude. How could this happen? It's happening. It's real. What the heck? How could this happen?
Have a
We're
seat.
gonna meet him
Have a
very
seat.
soon.
I bet you're never working overtime for us again.
Oh, certainly will. This is hilarious.
With Chris now secured in custody and the tension from the crowd finally easing, two of the officers...
The tension, these people literally like talking to them and saying sentences. They're literally talking to them in a non-violent, non-threatening manner. Whoa, dude, this is so tense, dude. You got the alpha male saying, the dimension merge is real. 5-star days. Massive tension, dude. Massive tension.
Are more than ready to put the bizarre encounter behind them.
Alright, y'all have a good day.
Thank you, officers.
Alright, can we go?
Did he just do a, like, Andy Warski clap?
You know?
I thought it couldn't get any
100%.
worse. He does an
But the
Andy
unusual
Warski
day
clap?
isn't
What
over
the
for
heck?
the officer tasked with driving Chris to the police station. And as you'll witness, Chris has so much more left to share.
Oh, celebrity scandals, all of that. And people just taking it, blowing it out of the water.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey,
It's tough.
And over a month from now, the next celebrity scandal is going to happen.
Okay.
And they'll be all
It's
over
real.
that.
Alright.
You may recognize or know my comic books I have drawn over the years, and
Do you
my
recognize it?
sparkling and creations and discoveries of the Sonichu and Rosechu Pokemon
There you go.
species.
Rose choose.
I'm not aware of that.
Okay,
It's
well,
real. I'm
You do a
aware.
little bit of homework for research on your own time, then that's okay.
Yeah.
But essentially, I am a decent and good individual. I
think every
believe in
criminal
everything
says that.
is right and positive, and I am literally a goddess.
Well, there you
And
go.
that will be proven in the near days to come, as we are on
It's
the
gotta be
completion
proven, dude.
of the dimension merge, where
It's real.
the universe half that was divided in 1380s.
Wait, what? 1380s in the order of King Arthur? What the heck did King Arthur do? Was King Arthur Sonichu? What the heck?
By order of King Arthur, he ordered Merlin and two other
Merlin.
magicians to remove and banish all dragons, unicorns, and other quote-unquote mythical creatures and overpowered individuals.
King Arthur did
And
what?
we were separated, transported into the from what?
So before 1360, we had dinosaurs and unicorns. Let's go! And dragons and shit. King Arthur redeemed! King Arthur Sonichu, let's go!
It was originally called Universe 1C211987.
Chris
The hell is
dives
that?
into an
Someone's license
astonishing
plate.
account of multiple universes where fictional characters coexist, many of whom may sound quite familiar.
You have everybody there. You have Superman, you have Mickey Mouse, you have Iron Man, you have
It's real.
Darkwing Duck, you have, the Infinite Possibilities. You even have Ratchet and Clank. You have the Super Mario Brothers. And you have
Pulling
Sonic.
Excalibur from
You
the
have
stone literally ripped
Link.
apart the
You have
dimensional
everybody.
continuum. It's
You
true.
name it, they're there. And of course,
You
especially
see, King Arthur was the first real
Sonic
true.
and those shoes and
They're actually, you're dead naming King Arthur. It's actually, Queen Amy now, dude. Why are you dead naming them, dude? Are you a transphobe or something, buddy?
all of the other Pokemon known and yet to be known.
It's a Pokemon.
In all of existence.
So you're saying Pokemon's are going to come back?
It's real.
Where we're at right now.
Pikachu's coming back! Pikachu is back! Let's go! Pikachu is real! Pikachu and Bulbasaur are coming back! And we've got Batman! Batman's already with us! We've got Pikachu! We've got Bulbasaur! We've got Charmander! We've got Squirtle! And we've got Batman! Batman is back, buddy! Batman is back! Let's go! Batman redeemed! What do you think about that? The Pokemon are coming back! We're gonna have Charmander! We're gonna have Bulbasaur! We're gonna have Pidgeotto! What do you think about that? Caterpie is real! It's real, dude! It's real!
Among others, like I said, if
Alright, let's continue.
Batman or... Actually, let me ask you, who is your favorite superhero?
I'd probably go with Spider-Man.
He's gonna come around. You're gonna meet him.
Spider Frick is coming. Let's go.
I mean, if you're ever in New York, he's gonna be swinging around there.
There you go.
Why
Knows
New
his
York? Why
law.
only New York? Why can't he go wherever he wants?
Well, I mean, yeah, he can go because
Come on, dude. This cop says, oh, yeah, dude. This cop is a fake fan. The cop is a fake fan. He's a fake fan frick. Oh, dude. Why do I have to go to New York to see Spider-Man? Because he still lives in New York. Did you see the frickin' movies? You idiot. Fake Spider-Man fan, dude. This is worse than a girl gamer. It's tough.
he's a Spider-Man. He does whatever a spider can. But also, I am particularly fond of and have great appreciation for the mentally capable and the psychic powered type of individuals. I have great respect for them, especially the good ones.
As the ride nears its end, Chris drops one final bombshell that will surely leave the officer with a lasting impression.
Yeah, so I am married interdimensionally with my husband, Magic-chan Sonichu.
There you go.
And I am also married to Hannah. Not my brain went blank on the word there, but anyway.
Wait, what? The brain went blank mid-sentence. It's tough. They had an aneurysm mid-sentence. It happens.
I am also polygamously married to...
Polygamously. They can barely even say it.
Giselle Rochu and Sylvana Rochu and the one and only Mewtwo.
What about
the one that was
Mewtree?
cloned by Giovanni's team in Team Rocket as featured in the first Pokemon movie.
Well, there you
Chris
go.
Chan, whose legal name is Christine Chandler, was taken to the Central Virginia Regional Jail and held without bond after being charged with incest. The victim was alleged to be Chris's mother. On August 8, 2023, 2 years after the arrest, the charges were ultimately dismissed.
Yours is Magic-chan. Oh no. What's this one?
How do you think Biden's doing so far as president, Nathan?
Biden sucks.
Based.
Why do you think that?
Because he is
He's a
helping
cuck.
Ukraine. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't help Ukraine, but if we want to prevent
What the heck? You've got this 5-year-old saying, yeah, dude, this guy's sending too much aid to Ukraine, dude.
we shouldn't take action.
How do we get to
at
this
all.
point?
Action.
Wait, hold on. Wait, who's
What the
telling
heck?
you this?
I don't know if you've talked about this yet, but
I see news articles.
I see the news.
Wait, Nathan, who's giving you these opinions?
So basically,
Donald
there's
Grump.
news
This guy sounds 12.
There's news articles on
Mate, we're getting the 12-year-old's opinion on the Ukraine-Russia content.
apparently Biden.
Whoa! This 12-year-old's going into the Biden laptop controversy? Hunter Biden's laptop? What the heck?
Buying Ukraine with weapons.
Why do you read about
How
this?
is this
Aren't you,
12-year-old
like,
so
11 years
rippled?
old?
He's 11. What do you mean he's like 11? How does Destiny not know his son's age? What the heck? How does Destiny not know his son's age? Aren't you like 11, dude? Shouldn't he actually know how old his son is? That's actually sort of fucked.
Well, aren't you an old man?
Yeah, that's what I read about this.
Based.
Well, why should you care? It's not your responsibility.
It is it's my job to talk about these things, okay?
Well, then why's your maybe like 11-year-old son know more about you? Know more about it than you do.
He does politics and debates on YouTube.
He does politics on YouTube even though he's a retard.
Into a less important job. Okay, let's see if I can jump. Let's go.
listen,
Wait,
Steven,
what do you mean
let
by
it
that,
go.
Nathan?
He is ours now.
So you
No
have
bad-
an important job, right?
Age is just a construct. What the heck?
Now, you post that on YouTube, turning that into like I don't know.
How does that make it less important?
Because you're a retarded
because
drifter?
You know what? Whenever something's posted on YouTube, it's probably not important.
How is this guy, like, wise beyond his years? How does this guy know more about, like, anything than Destiny? Destiny's been doing this for, like, a decade. Longer than his son's been alive. And his son is somehow, like, 100 times more intelligent than him. Anything posted on YouTube is not important. Simply epic.
Okay, that's kind of true. Yeah, it's kind of true.
I mean, I wanna hold on. Actual question for you: how many people got really angry with you based on your opinion?
I'd say quite a few people.
No, Queen, do not fall. Yeah, that was actually kind of cool.
It's cool, dude.
Area. What, is this coronavirus all over again? Coronavirus?
You know it's still here, right?
Yeah, I know.
Destiny's Kids subscribe to the Daily Wire. Truth review.
Why would he say that?
Because I can.
Because he's simply epic.
I'm not making it.
Nathan, Biden helping Ukraine is a good thing, okay? We want to protect Ukraine. They're good people.
Well, you know what?
What?
That could make Russia think we're taking action against them, and that could start World War III.
Well, it doesn't.
Wally, how does this guy know more about geopolitics than Destiny? Isn't this like Destiny's career? What the heck?
Doesn't that make Russia just a big bully then? Isn't that Russia's fault?
Yeah, well, do we actually, do we want World War III to happen? Because that's believed to be like the end of the world, the thing that
what the heck
happens, or like the
this
thing
is scary,
Area 51 was always preparing for.
What the heck? He just dropped red pills about Area 51 as well?
Wait.
Wow.
Did you hear this from a YouTuber?
No.
It's his own opinions, dude. He's a free thinker.
This is my opinion.
It's his he's a free thinker, unlike you, Destiny, you cuck. Unlike you, your only opinion is on how much you can get cucked, you bitch. Your son's more of a free thinker than you. You don't even know his age. He's more of a free thinker than you. The only thing you think about is how you get cucked so much, because it keeps happening. All you think about is how you keep getting cucked, because it's real. You keep getting cucked. And your own son is more informed than you are. How does this happen? How do you get outplayed by an 11-year-old? Destiny not only got cucked literally by his ex-wife, he got cucked by his own, like 13, as he said in his own words, your old son. How does this happen? How do you get cucked both literally and intellectually? It's messed up. It's messed up because it's real. It's crazy, dude. Chauncey's hiding something. Arrest him! Arrest him! Ya bastard! Arrest that frickin' bastard! What do you think about that? Alright, here we go. What about this clip?
Right, there we go.
Oh,
so,
no.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all...
This guy looks like a frick.
Mr. Batman here.
Frickman.
MrBatman.com and also thewayfellowship.faith. Not to mention, in His Grace Love Out Loud. And we are getting ready to start our Sabbath. A lot of people
Sabbath,
don't understand
idiot.
What Sabbath is all about.
What it's about.
Well, why is because you love God. People say, well, you don't have to do that, because you're not under the law. You're absolutely right. I don't have to
under
do
these
this.
nuts, more like
We
it,
get
buddy!
to do this. This is a gift directly from our Creator. You see, the Sabbath was made for man because
it's
God,
real.
Come here, Harley. Harley, come here.
Control your dog, dude.
The Sabbath as a wedding gift, as a wedding band for...
Control your dog, buddy.
That would be Exodus chapter 31, beginning of verse 12 through 14, if you'd like to check me out on that. That's
check it out, dude.
God says will be throughout your generations, forever, perpetual. Wonder what that means.
What does it mean?
We light candles, and now you'll hear Jewish tradition that says that they say a special prayer. Thank you, King of the universe, creator of heaven and earth, for commanding us to light the candles at Shabbat.
Okay.
Does it do that anywhere in the Bible? No.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it did. I think you just made that up.
I have no problem, but I don't judge people who don't do this. I don't judge people who do this.
But you're doing it.
We don't do it every time. We're just doing it this time. Same thing is true.
Again, we get it. You like candles,
now, that's
dude.
a little bit different, though. With the shofar, it does say to blow the shofar.
Wait, what? He wanted to do what? He wanted to blow the chauffeur? What the heck? This guy wanted to blow his chauffeur? He just said what? What the heck? Oh no, Mr. Batman, no! You did what to your chauffeur? Oh no. What the heck, dude? Come on, dude. You got a wife and dog to worry about, dude. And you're blowing the chauffeur. What the heck? What the heck, dude? I can't believe he did that. Oh no. That's messed up.
On Yom Teruah, the Day of Trumpets, different feast days.
That's
new
messed
moons.
up, dude.
And so we are commanded to do that. That's a little bit different. So,
Were you commanded to blow the chauffeur as well? Oh no.
Lighting the candles, and especially in this format. While this is not a menorah, it is in the
What? Was it you had to like blow the chauffeur or you wouldn't park your car? It's like that's why you did it? That's messed up.
Candlesticks in Revelation. Jesus. He is the light of the world. So, what we're going to do now is, as my wife
That's messed up.
to tell me,
How can he just drop a bomb like that and expect us to ignore it? How are you meant to just ignore that? How can you drop something like that? That's
and here we go.
cooked,
We are
bro.
going
That's
to
messed
open
up.
our Sabbath. First, we're going to pray. Abba, Father, we thank you. Lord, we thank you for giving us this opportunity to be in your presence. Father, help
That's
us to understand
cooked,
we don't
dude.
have to do a darn thing. We get to do these things. We get to enjoy this time.
That's messed up.
Father, help us.
Well, it sounds like he's spending time with the chauffeur.
Guard
It's
your
messed.
Sabbath.
It's messed up.
Perpetual sign between us and our Creator. Amen and amen.
He's literally recreating it. This is what he did with the chauffeur. Now he's doing it with this like.
See, it does sound like.
Now he's doing it with a goat's horn. Oh no! He's literally like he's replaying it in his own mind. What the heck?
Anyway.
What the
have
heck,
a great
dude?
Sabbath, Shabbat Shalom, and may God bless you all. Remember,
What a
the
disaster.
word Jesus is a
Oh
word.
no, Batman Bros.
While I love the name Jesus, I was saved in the name of Jesus. His name is Yeshua, and that means salvation. Because
Okay.
Jesus
So, yeah,
is
Aramaic there,
salvation.
dude.
Yeshua is salvation. Do you know every time in the Old Testament where you see the word salvation, it's literally
Did you
the
get
word.
your salvation when you met up with the chauffeur there, buddy? That's messed up. Batman Bros. What a disaster. Mate, Batman Bros, how the heck do we recover from that? We got it from himself. He admitted to it. He admitted to it. He said it was real. Batman Bros, no. Why would you do this? It's messed up. It's cooked, bros. It's messed up, dude. Alright, now we got another link. What is this one?
Mom asks me what I want for my birthday. Tell her I want an RTX 3070. No,
You're not
Anon,
getting
it's
that.
too expensive. How about a Switch? Tell her I don't want a freaking Switch, and to either get me the 3070, cash, or nothing. Think the conversation's over. 2 weeks later at my birthday dinner. Open the gift from my parents. It's a freaking Nintendo Switch OLED in Metroid Dread.
Based.
Everyone's acting all happy, even though I'm visibly pissed. Just sitting there quietly. Ask for my next gift from my aunt. Room gets all awkward. Dad tries to make me tell my mom thanks. At this point I lose it. Tell them they're freaking stupid for not listening.
Yeah,
and that an
stupid dog.
OLED Switch plus a game is literally only $50 less than a 3070. So they should have gotten me what I wanted, or cash, or nothing. Like I said, Dad tries to pull a power move and say, we'll just give it to your little brother then. I had half expected that was the plan all along.
Base
They were
Dad.
probably going to guilt me into putting it in the living room so my idiot little shit-stained brother can play whenever he wants. Instead, I pick up the Switch and
Based.
throw it as hard as I can against the ground,
What the
shattering its
heck?
screen in the process. Dad's freaking pissed. Mom starts crying. Next day, they tell me I have 2 weeks to move out. Moved out last week, and give 0
Rumors
Fs.
redeemed.
F my stupid idiot family for wasting their money on stuff I don't even want / didn't ask for.
That's totally a true story that wasn't made up. It's real. It's real, dude. It's real. What do you think about that? It's real. It's real, ya bloody bastards. What do you think about that? And everybody clapped. It's true. His mum, his aunt, his little brother, his dad, they all clapped. What do you think about that? So how Treefall was kicked out. No, you don't dox how I was kicked out, dude. You're doxing me, dude! 3-4 beers in and still gay. You're talking about your sex, yourself there, buddy? You're talking about yourself there, you bastard? I think you're talking about yourself. I wanted a heckin' switch, dude! He does. He does. And it's real. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, buddy? Total Ukraine propaganda cock. Mate, you jealous? I'm keeping informed. You jealous there, buddy? You're a bit jealous there, dude. You're jealous, you bastard. I think you're jealous, ya frickin' fricks. You're jealous 'cause you're gay. Got him. Alright, that's probably it for today. Alright, how do we save this? Let's save. Let's just leave. Let's leave, dude. I forgot about this. Yes. Wait, how do I save? How do I save the game? How do I save the game, dude? Oh, whatever. I tried. I don't know how to save. There we go. We can just continue. Alright, guys. That's probably it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We got to play some Mafia. We got to watch some Chris Chan getting arrested. We got to see Destiny get cucked by his own son. It's tough. And it's real. So, we'll catch you guys later. Hope you guys are going good. Chauncey says, business is booming. It's true. Business is booming, buddy. Let's go. All progress has been lost. Oh, no. What a disaster. Oh, well, maybe next time. Maybe next time we'll get up to where we're up to. You did, you did. Well, there you go. We'll catch you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And as always, stay blessed, not stressed. Juice, lads, juice.